Let's go.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Good evening, everybody.
Hope everybody. It wasn't real cold, but it was nippy. In the 50s today.
Oh.
Wasn't too bad. I actually went t-shirt and shorts there for a while, and by the time I got out of a restaurant, it was chilly again. I hurried up and ran to the truck.
Yeah. T-shirts and shorts. That's a main staple down here.
Oh, that's what I wear even in wintertime.
Me too.
Well, hey,
it could be 30 out. It could be 30 out, and I'm still wearing shorts.
Yeah.
I just don't hang outside. That's all.
It was in the low 80s here today.
Yeah, I could probably went out and mowed grass today.
I gotta wait for the pollen and the leaves to finish dropping before I do that.
But I was telling what backstage I went to Walmart and I got a text message saying, "What am I up to?" And I kind of knew what that meant. My son that's in the Army, he wasn't supposed to be here until a week or so, and he goes, "What are you doing?" So I'm like, he's up here. I had a feeling that he was up here, and he says, "I'm sitting outside and there's no truck here. Where'd you go?" And yeah, hurried up and went. Actually met him at Goodwill, and first time meeting my grandson, which was good.
Neat.
Nice.
Yeah, he's an ornery one. He's his sister likes Scream. The first started watching the Scream shows and everything.
Yeah.
And he's imitating the Scream character
on the phone. The mechanical voice.
Yeah. It is. And it's hilarious.
Well, if he starts calling you Sydney, you got big problems. So.
What's your favorite scary movie?
Yeah. Hello, Sydney. Are you there?
Sound of Music.
Yeah. He's a little ornery one. He's supposed to be back down tomorrow, so we'll get to spend some more time and stuff. Which really sucks, but they had a house lined up and everything. The base that they're going to is close to Tennessee. It's like on the border. It's in Kentucky, but they had set up a place to go. And right when they were at the airport, all of a sudden the guy stopped talking to them, and they got scammed for rent and whatnot. They were going to rent a house, so now they had to get a house on the base, which isn't bad, but it's different than not living on a base, because you don't. There's always something going on. It's not quiet. I'll put it that way. It's like living in a city. But he said, well, the good thing about being in Kentucky, we qualify for food stamps. And that it still irritates the heck out of me that our military has to rely on food stamps.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. In Tennessee, they didn't qualify because he made too much in Tennessee. Kentucky, they get a little bit of food stamps.
You think doing something like that, they would be automatically qualified for some type of something? But yeah, it's insane that they even have to do that to even stay afloat.
Yeah, and the thing is, and one of the reasons he went to Germany is because of the NCO course or class or whatever you want to call it. So he would get he'd get his pay raise and whatnot. And then when he re-enlisted, he ended up getting a raise for re-enlisting with a bonus, of course. But yeah, that's the gist of it, that our military has to sign up for food stamps. It's not so bad if you don't have anybody, because you can live rent free in the barracks and stuff, and get all your food is free and stuff like that. But when you have a family and you have to rent a house on base, because you still have to rent, you have to pay for your groceries and all that stuff. It's not that easy.
It adds up quick.
Mm-hmm. And I thought it was bad because in Oklahoma they had to pay a lot more for rent on the base and whatnot.
Not getting personal, it's just kind of a generic question. What type of insurance and stuff do they have? Is it hopefully they have good insurance? Like health or medical stuff like that.
Somewhat. There's some things they won't cover, and just like disability and whatnot. There's some things they won't cover.
Yeah.
Say you have a bad tooth and you need a tooth pulled,
Yeah.
and then like 8 months down the road, oh, there goes another tooth and it needs pulled. No, you have to wait for the year to go over before you can get the second tooth pulled.
So, is there a great disparity between just a non-commissioned officer and just regular Army? I mean, do they get a better deal than NCO?
It all depends what MOS you're running and
Right.
where you go to,
Right.
because certain bases will pay more because they want you there.
Yeah.
So that's how they get the incentives and stuff like that.
Yeah. You're in a tougher theater, you're going to get more benefits.
Yeah. And like when I tried to get in the Army, I was all due to go because that was during Desert Storm, and I went down, did my physical, and I passed all the tests and everything because I never finished high school. Kind of got my GED. So at that time, if you didn't have a high school diploma, you couldn't get in unless there was something going on and they wanted people. And he said the best way to get in is take the most dangerous thing. I said, okay, sign me up for demolition. Oh, you'll get in right away, he said.
Yeah.
And I was going to take 6 weeks basic training, which would have been a breeze, and then 6 months for my MOS, and then the war is over. Sorry,
What branch did you want to enter, or what did you want to be?
Army. Yeah, I was going to go Army just because that's the first place I went to because they'll try their hardest because they get money for it. The recruiters.
Yeah.
Did y'all have programs in school when y'all were coming up, like JROTC or stuff like that?
I did.
I've seen them. Technically, I didn't go too much. I went for like a year, almost a year and a few months um, in high school. Other than that, I only went a month or two here and a month or two there for pretty much per grade because we were moving so much and stuff. But um, at one point, when I got arrested for punching a teacher in the nose, um, that was it for me. I dropped out and never went back. But when I went into Job Corps, um, I went for my GED because there, um, if I'd have stayed in that, it would have been equivalent to high school diploma.
We had the high school that I went to and graduated from. We had like the cadet program, and I think it was the Air Force, the branch that was offered. And some of the kids that did the program didn't go off the military, and some of the kids did. One of my buddies was in it, and he was like, "Yep, I'm gonna go into the Air Force." I said, "Man, you ain't going into the Air Force." And sure enough, he went in there, and I forget what his title or what his rank is now, but he's still in there.
Mm-hmm.
Got a
Yeah,
bunch of friends that did. I thought about doing it, I just never did. I took the ASVAB test, you know, not being
yeah,
serious, just it's like, hey, you get to be out of class. I'm like, hey, let's do it.
yeah. The recruiter actually paid me to take the test. Um, I said okay, and I didn't expect to pass it because just lack of schooling and whatnot. But I actually did really good. Um, and after after I passed it, he said, "Well, now let's see if you can do the physical." And I said, "The physical won't be no problem." So that's when I was actually in shape back in the day,
Yeah,
and passed the physical. And we had this thing to where, and this was down in Zanesville. Um, the office used to be uh, behind the Duke and Duchess on Maple Avenue. I don't know where it's at now, but um, it, for incentives and stuff, you could be there at 5 o'clock in the morning, and we would run all the way down Maple Avenue and back up. It was, I don't know, 3 or 4 miles, something like that.
good
Um,
run.
and you would be surprised how many people start, and then by the time they got back, there was only a few of us. Everybody else stopped and they were gone. It's like, did they take a cab or a hitchhike back or something? Where did they go?
Yeah, just got to have that all around physical and mental.
Yeah, yeah. Thanks everybody for all the birthday wishes. I appreciate it. Oh,
Can't say I've ever met anybody else that was born on April Fool's Day.
Hmm.
Can't say I can remember that.
yeah, I,
They did. I probably just laughed and thought they were joking. I didn't take them serious.
yeah.
Actually, it could be a bad thing because somebody could give you a present and you open it and it's empty.
Mm.
He's followed through on the day and you don't get anything.
Oh, I've heard all the jokes and
Oh, they're
everything.
getting unfriended.
It's
Okay.
Your email from the giveaway, I think. Yeah, I got it. Um, I got a couple things to give out today, so I'll probably um, my son will be over tomorrow, so I probably won't get out tomorrow, but I'll probably send it out Thursday or Friday. Um, I still have all the stuff sitting there.
Get you some cake.
Um, well, I made a mistake and bought a um, carrot cake the other night, and I asked my son. I said, "Now I'm only going to be eating a little bit. Would you be able to eat the rest of this?" Oh yeah, he ate one slice and said, "That thing is really, it fills you up." And I'm like, "There's a lot more to eat though." So I had one a few days ago, and then I said, "Well, it's my birthday, so I'll go ahead and eat that other slice." And I still haven't went to sleep. All that sugar is like, eh.
Yeah.
I watched 2 seasons of Battlestar Galactica.
Sugar high.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Man,
It's gone. But now my my oldest daughter, she says, where are you at? And I said, well, I'm headed to Walmart. She said, oh, good, we're almost at Walmart. We'll meet you there. And I pull in there, and she gives me a card and it's a Subway gift card. I'm like, I'm on the carnivore diet. I'm only supposed to be eating meat.
well, you could just order the meat sub and pick the meat off of it, right?
Yeah,
It's
breadless
all
stomach.
processed meat though, but I don't eat enough of it to it won't do anything. And then my son said, "Oh, we've got a cake here." And I'm like, "What? I'm on a carnivore diet." He's, well, it's carnivore, isn't it?
Should have got a meat pie.
Oh, God.
Thank you, Grape Jams. Oh, and I got your guys' card today too. Oh, but we um, went down to, and I can't. It's some Mexican name that I can't pronounce. Tiki Taki or some weird pronunciation or whatever. Um, and he bought me dinner, and we were talking about, because we're in Ohio, and daughter-in-law were talking about Mexican food because she's from California and Texas, so she knows what Mexican food is.
Had some good stuff, I'm sure. Yeah.
And it's not the same up here. Um,
It's like anything. The further you get away from where it started, the less original it is.
yeah, yeah, and because I asked her, I said, um, I asked, did my son still have a little girl's tongue? And he said, yeah, because whenever I made something spicy, he's like, oh, running all over the house, and I'm like, I only put pepper in there. But she says I'm getting used to it. I put a little bit more every time I cook, and because when I first came in this area, there was at the Bueller's, they had some chorizo. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get some of that. And I fried it up in the morning, and I was going to put with the eggs, and it was like, that's just red sausage. They didn't. That's not chorizo. So I can't get it up here. I can't get authentic chorizo. I actually have to make it myself. I go get ground uh, um, pork, and I actually put all the spices and everything, and let it sit in the refrigerator. That's the only way I can get it. Because and the weird thing is, at the Mexican, we have two Mexican restaurants. Well, Taco Bell, but that don't count. Um, and you would think, because they're all Mexican who work there, except for one of them is a Korean that's the chef. Don't know why, but um, because I'll ask them, can I get some sopapillas? And they come out with this dessert thing, and I said, that's not a sopapilla. And they said, yeah, it is. I said, no, it's not. And I said, it's a tortilla that you deep fry, and it swells up. It's the air in the middle of it. It kind of
Like
explodes.
fried cake or fried bread.
And oh yeah, we don't do that. Wow. Yeah, you're right. It's um, a little bit too much California in it, and and uh, um, and it's the same way in Arizona. Arizona Mexican food is totally different than California.
Well, I bet,
California,
yeah.
they're they're lenient on their spice. I'll put it that way. In Texas, they put it's more chili peppers and more cayenne pepper and all that kind of stuff. Um, in Mexico, you go in uh, the tamales and everything. They got some kick to them.
Oh yeah, I bet that real
Yeah.
authentic. Yeah, I
Oh,
love it.
good stuff. Ooh.
Those are. That's not a bad sweat. That's sweat of joy. You
Hmm.
know.
It's sweat of joy.
hmm
Right now, I'm reading about all these damn cows running around. I'm getting the meat sweats. I like beef, medium rare, baby.
Well,
On the grill.
I was just thinking the other night, not uh, this Sunday, but the Sunday before, when we had the guy up there from the seed company. Um, I was thinking maybe uh, you guys might want to get rid of the cows and start planting seeds over there.
I love
Start
tamales.
selling a bunch of seeds and stuff. Um,
How do they make that fake meat? You know, that imitation meat you see in the market?
well,
You don't
which
want to know.
one?
You
The
don't. Yeah.
ones made out of vegetable?
Yeah, but
Oh,
it's in a patty, and it's right next to my Angus burgers, and I'm like, are
yeah.
you
Don't
kidding
get
me?
confused.
No, I'm not getting. It makes me angry. I
Oh,
want to
you'll
throw
know.
the pile.
You will find out eventually.
It's
I'm gonna
actually
take. I'm gonna take a cart one day, and I'm gonna fill it up with the vegetable ones. I'm gonna take it to the frozen vegetable aisle. It's gonna be small in there,
well.
making me crazy.
The thing is, it's actually very unhealthy. The stuff
Yeah.
the be, just look at the ingredients.
Yep.
Ugh.
I just don't understand. I mean, I get it. Healthy living, healthy eating. I get it. But
To think that eating meat is so bad that you have to make a food that imitates it.
yeah, that's like making a fake shrimp from Abilene. It's just like
I don't make fake tofu and just say, "Hey, look at here, I'm eating fake tofu." You know,
Yeah.
just
What
avoid it.
would be fake tofu?
That's what I'm saying. Who can eat? Nobody can think of that. That's what I'm saying. Nobody's even trying to think of it.
Cardboard?
Probably because it can't be done.
Only my mind would even think of that.
It'll be ham chunks or something.
Yeah, it'd be
Oh,
Canadian bacon, allegedly.
allegedly, that's right.
Uh,
But you got to put all of them in the same category as that 10-year-old fruitcake. All of them. They all fill in right there.
I stayed in New Mexico, Albuquerque, New Mexico, with a Mexican family. Only my friend could talk English. The rest was all Spanish. But oh, it, all the food and everything, great food. And at that time, spicy food was really spicy to me. Oh man, but you get used to it after a while.
Yeah.
And they would, in the backyard, they'd have tomatoes and peppers and all that stuff growing. And I don't remember what the pepper was, but um, he said the name in Spanish, but I can't remember. But it was a little red pepper, and it was real little skinny looking
A
thing.
rooster spur chili.
It wasn't a cayenne pepper, but it was like a cayenne pepper that had a nuke set off in it or something. Oh man, that'd burn a hole in you.
Wow, excuse me.
And he would make his own hot sauce and stuff from that. And at dinner time, that it was all over the table. There was multiple little jars of it, and I think that's why, with every meal they always have a tortilla in their hand because the heat.
I love them. A fresh tortilla.
Oh yeah, and there on Saturdays we would go down to a flea market and sell tamales. So Friday night,
I love them.
we were all in there making tamales. She would make the meat stuff up, and then we would have to form the tamales and wrap them and everything, and put them in a steamer, and then wrap them in foil, and then get them ready to go out.
I could eat my weight in a good tamale.
Oh, that's why it's. I like tamales, but it's very hard for me to find a good tamale since I ate a authentic one that I helped make. And she would do the pork and chicken ones. The pork ones would cook for like 2 days in the oven, and that's that stuff was good. Thank you guys for the birthday wishes. I appreciate it. Okay. I guess we can go ahead and do the first giveaway. Let me find it here. And I talked to Dave.
Red 17.
Huh?
Red 17. That's my bet.
Okay. Oh, actually, I got to get this on the.
Are you serious? What?
Why not?
Because that's what I used to let it ride down in Atlantic City. Red 17.
See, great minds think alike.
Dang.
I know this guy, good friend of the family, man. He's got an immaculate game room, everything, card table. He's even got the roulette table, man. He never uses it. I think the only any use it gets is when I go over there and make sure the pool table's still level for him.
Wow. I saw a guy, I don't think it was Trump Casino. It was forget the other name of the other one. He won 150 large on one bet, red 17. Like, oh my God.
Okay, let me see here. Share screen.
Yep.
Okay, this is what you'll be winning. There we go. Dave said I could give one of these away.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And that's his famous book that sold millions of copies or whatever it was. Now let me see if I can share this again. No, we need a window. Over here. And this is, I got to remember to only push it once this time because I only have one book. Oh, that's okay. I like to give away stuff on my birthday. Yeah, all you do is explanation book. Yeah, just like that. And then when we get enough people, I'll go ahead and hit the button. Let me get rid of this thing here. Move it down over here.
You got your name on the front of it, Bushcraft. How about that?
Yep.
Dang.
But I was like surprised when he offered, and I said, "Oh, sure," because I actually met him. I don't know if it was Nelsonville or somewhere down there, at a secondhand store, and he had bought the book off the shelf, his own book. He says, anytime I see these, I buy them up because I give them away in my classes and stuff.
How cool is that? You make it to a level where you can just, you got a book out there of your own that you could buy.
Yeah,
Even though, it's your book, but still, that's still pretty cool. To have a book out there, something you've written.
Charles, you see private.
Oh.
I think I'll write a book called What's the Problem?
Mary, make sure you put the explanation next to the book.
No space.
Yeah, no spaces. I think
Happy Tuesday,
I don't know
everybody.
if I have the link for that. I don't know. Here, let me look.
I saw it the other day.
Try doing commands or explanation commands and see if it pops up because I can't jump off of this right yet.
Okay.
Appreciate the support, B. It's duly noted.
Somebody, I think my son's home. Oh, but yeah, I forget how. Wish I knew where mine was. I had mine somewhere. It's signed and everything. He signed it and he gave me a pocket knife that he bought there and everything.
Oh, nice.
Because I never talked to him, emailed him or anything like that. And then I seen him down there. I know who you are. And I said, I watch your channel. And I said, I preach the same thing that you do with the 5 C's and all that. And he said, oh, good. And he said, what's your channel? I said, Bushcraft Family. And he said, oh, that's an excellent name. Yeah. And he'd talk your head off. We were talking about fishing at Burr Oak. He used to go up there, same thing I did. We used to go there to fish baby bluegills, and then we would go in the Muskingum River and catch catfish.
Nice.
Okay, how many does it say we have? It doesn't tell us that. Yeah, I wish I could get this thing to be a little bit bigger, but when I pick the winner, it'll show up right here. It'll say winner, and then whenever they type something in chat, like "woohoo, I won" or whatever, it'll show up winner
Oh, I
message.
thought we were waiting for something to load up.
No, I was waiting to make sure everybody gets their command in. Okay, let me go ahead and hit the button. And I don't have no fancy noises or anything. I guess I should have some background music or something. I could set up a timer to where it would go off in a certain amount of time, but um, I like pushing a button. Okay, here we go. The winner is, who did it say? Because
Drum
the
roll,
bot also
please.
says it too. Entries have stopped. You can no longer enter. What did it say? Oh, there it is. Resource. Resource. Yeah.
Resourceful Living Homestead. You
Yeah.
won.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
There you go. You are the winner.
Nice.
And just email me your information and I'll get it sent out to you as soon as possible. Um, yep, you won.
Congratulations.
Yes.
Yeah, usually it'll Bushy Bot will say who won. Oh, right there it is. Um, and it says you're subscribed to the channel, which is good. And
Nice.
this thing, I need to get here. Let me go make it really small. There we go. Put it up here. And the okay, I didn't see what that was. Well, I missed it. Oh, there we go. I see it now. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, that's a blessing.
Appreciate it. And I'm starting a new thing where hopefully at the end of the month, I'm going to do a couple giveaways. Well, three giveaways. One's going to be for super chats. Whoever uh, does a super chat, or like Eric said, the coffee thing, um, I'll put you on a wheel for a prize. And um, then the members will have a giveaway, and then everybody else have a giveaway. Um, but let me get this thing off here real quick. Hide. There we go. And let me bring the bot over here. Let me see what commands has.
Yeah, I tried it once before. I didn't see that link come up.
I may have not made one, but it usually pops up eventually somewhere. I don't know. Try coffee. Wait, let me look and see if there is a command for coffee. I've got so many commands.
Actually, I could use a hot cup right now.
A hot cup of Joe.
Yep. Light and sweet.
I wonder why they called it a hot cup of Joe. I don't know the
guess
meaning
not.
behind that.
Joe?
Let me see in the timers here. There it is. Let me edit it. I should have something because I could have swore I did.
I had no idea. Joe being a short version of Java. That's how it's got its name, a cup of Joe. Interesting.
And what's good about the coffee thing, they only take 5% out. And YouTube for super chats take 30 to 40, 43% or 44%.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know why it fluctuates either. It's weird.
Dang, I didn't realize it was that much.
Yeah. Which you would think that most of their money comes from ads, but I don't know.
Yeah.
There. Now you should be able to hit coffee and it'll pop up. I probably have multiple ones. I think PayPal is like 17% or something like that. Come over here. Let me.
You know who needs a cup of Joe? The Braves, man. They are starting off horrible. Dang.
There's a giveaway. Let me reset that.
Dirty dogs.
No, what would you call this? Oh, let me close that one. We don't need that one up no more. Next one is going to be bag. I don't know what you would call it. I call it a I'll just call it a bushcraft bag. Let me put the picture up real quick. Share screen. This one. And these are I have a couple of these. It has a snap to where you can snap it on your belt or your purse or your backpack or something, whatever you wanted to use it on. And it folds up too. And when you have it unfolded, it's pretty good size. In dimensions where, like, if you're out in the woods and you're foraging for mushrooms or something, it's a good place to carry all that stuff. Another thing is you can use it for the garden. If you want to go out and get some cherry tomatoes, you can put it in there, and it has pockets to where you can put, shears or tweezers or whatever, or a hoary lorry knife.
Nice.
Yeah, and it's canvas type thing. But let me go ahead and close that or show this on there. Okay, let me go ahead and open this up, and it's explanation bag. It's pretty simple. There we go. Now it's open. It should say everyone can join. And I need to put more code in that to where it shows what to type. Oh, I guess never mind. Yeah, see, I probably already did that. No, just bag, just like this one right here. Type bag to join. Explanation bag to join. Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got probably a couple of them in my bug out bag. I've got one at the top, so like if I go out, if it ever gets warm enough to where I can go mushroom hunting, I see everybody in the South getting morel mushrooms, and I'm like, oh, dang it. It got warm enough one night. It may have been close, but the next time the next day we had storms, so I never went out.
Yeah. Is your coffee linked to your live stream?
I have no clue.
Like in the description.
No, like it'll show up on screen if someone gives you coffee.
Oh, that's a super chat. Oops, I lost the window. Oh, there it goes. Thank you, Anne. I appreciate it.
Very nice.
It's awesome.
There's some of these I had turned off because I wasn't sure what they were. Let me see what this.
I sent you coffee. That's all. I just didn't know if it was going to show up or not. A birthday coffee.
A birthday coffee.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
with sugar in it.
With sugar in it.
Light and sweet.
I don't think I have it on here. I guess I'll have to add it.
Right from Juan Valdez.
I put it on that other
Juan Valdez.
That's right. Even his donkey came down and brought it to you.
Hey.
There's a.
You were thinking the same thing, James? That's good. They don't even play that commercial anymore. Juan and his donkey.
Here's my singing cat over here.
I know the one you're talking about, but yeah, those type of commercials, yeah.
Yeah, that's a
browser
real
alert. Let's see what this is. We don't want that one on because I don't use that anymore.
Now it's just like insurance commercials and cereal commercials.
Yeah, I'll have to add that one on here, and it'll only go on my screen anyway. So
he's up here on the mountaintop. He's smelling the tobacco leaves and the beans, and just perfect commercial.
Well, I know that that YouTubers I watch, they own their own coffee shop in New Hampshire. I think it's New Hampshire. But they live in, I think it's Panama. Somewhere like that. And they did this thing where they visited all the states except for Hawaii and Alaska, and they hid coffee in odd areas and stuff in a ammo can of all things, and people would make a video, we're looking for it, and there's a lot of people that actually made videos thinking they were going to get the coffee and somebody beat them to it,
right?
And they only played the ones that people found the coffee, but people sent them the links to their videos and stuff. So after they had got back, they made a thing with a bunch of videos of people going to get the coffee, but it was gone already. But with a little baby girl, 50 states in 30 days. Oh,
yeah,
that was a struggle.
Where you out?
Susie D, just bag. I think you're good though. Yeah, your name's up here. Let me go ahead and give it a couple more minutes. Yeah, just bag. I won't make you guys type so much like Jesse does. He does them real long ones. I'm like, what is that word? But yeah, when I go out for mushrooms or something, those things are good. And the thing is, like if I'm doing herbs or the hyssop. Uh, it's got a snap on it to where here. Let me go ahead and show it again. It's got a snap on it that this this top part can fold down on top of it, and it has drawstrings that you can close it up. So if you have to go over a rough terrain, you're not going to lose all your stuff.
You know what else you could carry in that bag, don't you? All loot.
Yeah.
Different type of seeds.
Yeah.
Freedom seeds.
There we go. Okay, I think we're about ready. Let me go ahead and hit the button. Any last entries? Here we go. And the winner is Sandy M. It should pop up. Yep, there we go. Please speak up in chat. Okay. You don't have to speak up because I know you're there. There you go.
Congratulations, Sandy.
Yes. Congratulations.
And I guess I should make it is subscribed, but I guess that's good. Subscribe to channel. Because on my gaming channel, I used to do giveaways, and that was one of the requirements. You had to be subscribed to the channel. So if it popped up not subscribed, then they didn't win. Which all you have to do is hit the button. It's not a big deal. Yes, down in the description you'll see the email. It's bushcraftfamilymail@gmail.com. Oh, did you? Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Did he have just $2 bill, or did he have some long hashtag? I guess I should start doing the hashtag instead of a command. I don't know if that would work. Well, we'll have to try that out next time. Let me go ahead and drop that off of here. And when you email me, just to say what you want and all that stuff, and your information, where you want it sent, and then I'll try to get it out this week. Hopefully no other things pop up, because I had a lot of stuff planned to get done today. But I would rather spend time with my son and his family. Let me see. I got the. Okay, yeah, I got it. I got the email, but I have to set it up to where it goes on here. I haven't done that yet, so I'll have to see. Thank you guys for the coffee.
Yes.
When I first heard that, it started on Twitch, and I was like, why is everybody wanting to buy coffee?
Yeah.
Buy me a pizza or something.
That's
but
like
there is a thing, you can buy somebody dinner. And
yeah.
in this small town at the time, I don't know if it's different now, but at the time it was only Papa John's. So you pick out something that you would want to eat, and then they click a link, and it pops up, the meal or whatever. So it was it was interesting. I was testing it for somebody, won't mention who or anything, but so that they could use it for somebody. um, yeah, see that I wanted to get into the garden and clean up the yard a little bit. Um, I had this couch. Well, it was a love seat, and I didn't have nowhere for it when my son, you know, got hit. Um, he had to be downstairs. I could I could I couldn't carry him up the stairs. I could probably carry him upstairs, but not our stairs because it's made for skinny people, I guess you could call it. It's extremely hard. It'd be really hard, and the way my knees were, I don't think I would have lasted too long carrying him up and down the stairs. So I put a I I got a bed for downstairs, and I got rid of the love seat, which the love seat wasn't in the best shape because I have cats, unfortunately. Um, and so I carried the love seat out and put it next to for our trash and taped it all up, put plastic over it because you have to have it in plastic. Anything that you like, furniture or stuff, it has to be wrapped in plastic. Um, so put it out there. Mailman, or not mailman, trash guy never touched it. Uh, the next day or the next time I went and asked him, and he said it has to be fully wrapped in plastic, and I said it is. And he said, "Is the bottom?" And I said, "Yeah, there's it's all wrapped in plastic." And he said, "Well, we'll get it next time." Nothing. And by then, the dang plastic, we had a big windstorm and it ripped the plastic completely off. And I told him, I said, I'm not going to wrap that thing up with plastic. And I called him up, and finally, after probably 3 months, they finally took it. I said, I had that thing wrapped for 3 weeks in plastic, and they never took it. And evidently, you have to mark trash on the plastic. And I'm like, it's sitting where the trash goes, next to the trash can. I don't leave my furniture out in plastic bags. And
Yeah.
Hey, happy birthday, Bushcraft.
Thank you, Jim. Thank you.
You have to mark your plastic with plastic. You got to
Well, we have to mark it. Well, if we have like a mattress or something, you put it out there, and you have to mark trash on it somewhere, so he knows it's trash, and not, we're not sleeping out there in the alleyway.
Is it city trash service or is it like a private contractor?
Yeah, it's city.
That's okay.
Yeah.
They don't take mattresses around here.
Well, I understand with I guess with the furniture too, because, there's things that but the thing is, they don't get out and pick it up. They have like this little grabber thing that picks the trash can up and dumps it.
Yeah, same here. Yep.
And the couch, that's how they did it. I was watching them when they did it. They go up there and it clamps and it tosses it in there. Nobody touches it. So nobody's going to get no bed bugs if there was bed bugs in it. I could see if they had to get out and pick it up, but yeah.
There's things to pick the trash up. Same here. They mess up the trash container.
Oh, it's not my trash can anyway, because it's theirs. Now, the first one you get is free unless you lose it, which I don't know who would lose their trash can.
Be surprised.
Well,
Allegedly.
wind, I still end up getting people's trash cans in my yard, which is odd because nobody uses regular trash cans anymore. It's that little dumpster thing that they give you. But yeah, it's odd. It's just
Well, here we got a letter once. If something is in a box and they can't see what's in it, they won't take it. Can you believe that?
a box.
They won't take a box. You got to tear the box up.
So what if the box is inside of a trash bag?
We never tried that.
Jim, get out here. You put a box inside our bag.
How dare you?
What the problem is they've had. Yeah, the wind's been an issue with blowing stuff away. We get trash in people's yards all the time.
Yeah, I have the magic yard for collecting trash. Sometimes I don't mind. Sometimes it's like, who on this block eats this stuff?
So we have a neighbor that their cans always fall to the top.
Oh,
And it's
yeah.
open, and there's only a few people of them there.
With the lid fully open, so
Yep, and
wind just blows. Yeah,
it blows across the street. I'm sick of it.
yeah. Yesterday I had 3 pumpkins in my yard. The plastic ones, and I know whose they are, but I don't want to throw them in the yard and then, hey, what are you putting those in the yard? So if it goes in my yard, it goes in a trash can if I can't use it in the garden.
And we have people that it's always the same kind of beer cans, Bush Light,
Yeah, that's cheap beer.
all over the front yard.
Yeah, I think if I didn't wrap it in plastic, somebody probably would have took the couch.
Yeah.
But if it's plastic, everybody's afraid of the plastic, I guess.
Yeah, they won't take couches, mattresses, anything like that.
I'll tell you what, the weird thing down here is like at Publix, they push the plastic bags, not the paper ones. They're always pushing the plastic bags.
Oh yeah.
But our recycle bin, everyone has their own personal recycle bin. And the recycle company says, we don't want the plastic bags. So the grocery store is pushing the plastic bags and you get them home and then they don't want to take them in the, you know what I'm saying? They're recyclable, but the recyclable people won't take them.
Because if you have bottles or cans, you put them in a plastic bag.
Crazy.
Then put them in the trash can.
I've got a bag filled with other bags in my kitchen.
All I got to do is call ahead like a day or two and say there's a mattress, box spring, dresser, whatever. They take your address down. They don't say boo about any of it. They just come and get it. So it's convenient.
If they took all the trash in my neighborhood, half the neighbors I think would be gone.
Around here, if it's halfway decent or it's metal, you put it out, somebody's gonna get it.
Oh yeah, we got metal guy that comes down the alley probably 3 times a week.
It's like these guys are just watching you. As soon as you put it out, there they are. Like, dang.
Yeah, if somebody moves around here, it's like everybody in town knows that person is moving, and they show up waiting for something to get thrown in the trash.
Yeah.
Like a bunch of vultures. That's nothing. How about when you do an estate sale or a real good garage sale? I did one year at my house. They had a guy. I had a guy. He's trying to lift the garage door up. The garage door is on a garage door opener, so it's a chain. And I can hear him. It's like he's doing the clean and jerk out there with a set of weights, trying to lift the door up. You got to yell through the door, "Hey, buddy, you got 10 minutes." You know, it's just, oh man, crazy people.
Thank you, T. Thanks, guys, for all the birthday wishes.
Dealing with the trash people was simpler 20 years ago.
Oh yeah, before it got you know, when we used to have to use trash cans, um, or use their special trash can, I would put
Yep.
it. We could have as many trash cans out there as we wanted to. Um, it depends on the trash guy. You know, some weeks we'll have one guy, and sometimes we don't. Um, they have if you have just a regular trash can out there, they'll pick it up, but more than likely it's going to get squished because they'll pick it up and they'll use the claw or whatever that thing is, a grabber, and dump it, and then that thing goes flying.
Yep.
The jaws of trash. Actually,
The jaws of trash. Yeah.
well, actually, around here, most of the people on my road use the same company. And the reason they have those things labeled is because some people have a different company, so they know whose trash goes to which hauler.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And every few months, it keeps going up in price. I think it's like $140 every 3 months here.
Ours
Well-
is monthly.
It's
We
quarterly.
didn't have city pickup when I was growing up. We had waste management. That's another word for the mob. Okay. So,
Yeah.
and they were because I knew their father. So you knew exactly who was picking what up. And if they liked you, they take 6 cans. If they didn't like you, they take 1. And there's nothing you could do about it.
Yeah.
the
Who are you
city-
going to blame to?
Yeah, the city didn't want to touch them. I don't think they're there anymore, but that's the way it went back then.
Oh, we used to use waste management. Now we use a place called Whitetail, and they have a deer on the trash can, and then they got bought out by another company.
Yeah, there was when I lived out in the country, especially when you're having kids, having somebody pick up your trash is really good.
With diapers.
I mean, when you're having kids that disposable diapers, because disposable diapers don't burn. They don't burn. So we would normally just burn our trash in a 55-gallon drum. And then, you know, cans and stuff would get hauled away. But when you start having kids, you have to have your trash picked up. And guy would come by once a week and throw it in the back of his truck and take it down to it. He would rent a dumpster, and he would charge people every week to pick trash up. And
coming up in the country, shoot, we didn't have none of that. We used to take ours off to the dumpster. We'd haul it off to the dumpster down the road every so many days, you know.
yeah, the only problem with that is they have cameras now. And everybody and their brother has a camera on their their dumpsters. We'd go to the which it was okay with the guy. We would go to laundromat and wash our clothes, and we would toss our trash in the dumpster. And he was fine. He said, "I don't care as long as you're using the facilities," as he would say. He didn't mind. And then new owner came along and put padlocks on it.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, I would rather pay for it than have somebody that I knew was actually putting it somewhere where it's supposed to go, you know, to a dump or something, because there were some that were, I don't know if that was a door or not. There were some trash people that were saying that they were hauling the trash to dump and stuff. They would go down and toss it over the side of the road, and then guess who would get in trouble? The people whose trash it was, because it had their names and everything in it, and that's big time fines. So you had to make sure that who was picking your trash up was taking it to where it's supposed to go. is $2 a bag. They have some really big bags that you can get. I have some. I think they're 55-gallon trash bags.
Yeah, I've got some of them, like the construction grade ones.
Yeah,
Yeah, those are good to have.
yeah.
$2 isn't really that bad when you think of what other people pay. And actually, I try to burn most of the mail we get is junk. I try to burn all that outside, all that paper.
I'm looking. No, I didn't see it. I see Pat asked. I'm old. I'm 57 now.
You're not going to get any younger.
No. You'll have to post it again, or tell me when you posted it, so I can look up the time.
But the good thing about it is new studies have confirmed that people who have more birthdays tend to live longer.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
And they tend to eat more cake.
Yeah, you can have your cake and eat it too. It's your birthday.
That's it.
Well, imagine if the sun's orbit, the Earth's orbit around the sun would change. That would screw up everything with birthdays.
Yeah, you have to go by dog years.
I was watching Terra Nova.
We went by dog years. We'd all be taking a dirt nap.
Who remembers the series Terra Nova? I think it was 2011 or 2013, something like that.
Yeah.
It's Earth was shot. Our oxygen was really bad. You had to wear gas mask and stuff. Oh,
what network was it on?
Huh?
What network?
I don't know. I just rewatched it a little bit. For some reason, that the production cost was too much, so it got canceled after the first season, which sucked. I thought it was a real good show.
That happens with so many good shows.
Yeah, and basically, Earth was bad. It was 2049, which is not too far from now. And all of a sudden, this portal opened up. So somebody went through it, and it went back to prehistoric times when there were dinosaurs and stuff. So their idea was, to go back, and there were the rich people who said, well, we can go mine all that stuff and then bring it back here and make money. So the people who wanted a better life went through there and lived there with the dinosaurs and whatnot. And one of the things that was interesting was the Earth, or the moon was really close to the Earth at that time, because it was this one continent, and that's how far back it was. And the moon was like, when it was a full moon, it was super bright.
Experts say the moon used to be a lot closer to the Earth. I think it's moving a half inch a year further away. And what you're talking about reminds me of, remember the original Star Trek series? The episode, All of Our Yesterdays, it was like the second to last episode, where these people on this planet knew their planet was going to be destroyed because of a supernova, and they invented a time machine to go back and live in the past.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, some of the show, the talk about gods and stuff for Battleship Galactica is a bit weird, but it was a pretty good series.
That came out when I was in high school.
Oh
You
no,
figure
it's the
the
newer
original.
version, 2004.
I like the original one.
Only one season though.
That's because the budget was too high.
Yeah.
That actually set the rate. That was like the highest rated Sunday show for 8 o'clock in ABC's history, and they canned it.
Thank you, Serena. Yes, I seen it. Tammy, thank you. In the ones that you would think, you know, aren't very good shows, they go on for like 20, 40, 30 seasons. It's like, why? who do you get to tell you if this is a good show or not? Some of them just don't make any sense. I don't know.
Well, I didn't like how the remake of Battlestar Galactica just completely changed the storyline so much.
Which are you talking? How the? Because there's a mini series, and then there's the series, and then there's some off of that.
Yeah,
and there's movies too.
It
Just
was-
like Battlestar Galactica, the original, there's a movie.
but
There's
the original Battlestar Galactica, the Cylons were created by a race of reptilians, not by humans.
Mhm. Well, I kind of like the concept of us building, because it kind of seems like that's where we're going.
Yep, and then how the humanoid Cylons kind of demoted, the regular Centurions so they couldn't learn,
Yeah,
and how the Centurions turned on them.
yeah. It's kind of like how the
AI.
the newer series is.
Well, just like our world, it became a mess.
Mhm.
And then at the end of the remake, they find Earth and find it was uninhabitable because the whole planet was nuked. Hey, look who it is.
Hey,
It's a bright light.
what is wrong with my camera?
It's pointed at the light.
I was born this way.
Yeah, but I was trying to turn it off, but it didn't turn off. What
Well,
do I do?
I can turn it off if you want.
Yeah, please.
There you go.
Thanks.
Are you on your cell phone, Heather?
This time,
Jim. Jim froze again.
oh,
Oh,
my laptop when he asked me that, and this time I'm on.
Oh,
I'm okay though.
Cylons.
All I can see is like the smokiness on the screen. It's so weird.
It's the LED lights in here.
What?
The overhead LED lights. You can see the beam like to the left of me.
Here, I'll fix it for you.
I
See?
can't see you guys.
It's a new AI mood setting they do. It's in the beta testing.
All right. Well,
Jim,
happy birthday for like the third to fourth, fifth time today.
How did you?
thank you. Do what, Jim?
How did you? It looks like you unfroze me. Now I'm frozen again.
Yeah, I'm waiting for your connection to come back.
Why is there like a screen?
But look, see, there's the one light right above me. I told you a story before. We couldn't get any bulbs, so we had to get a new dimmer switch. So it took her forever to get used to these. It's like too white.
I'm so confused.
Maybe Eric's frozen and what lights are frozen. That's why.
I'm not
Let's do it.
frozen. I'm just
Well, you can look at your connection. I don't think
Where's
I don't
that?
think, chat can see it, but
Where does the connection show up on here?
right next to your mic. You have your name, and then there's a mic, and then there's your connection.
Okay, right. I see that now.
Yeah.
To the right.
I can't see anything. It looks like I'm looking through
That's weird.
a screen of a window with like fog.
Huh.
Oh, see that it went down again. That's weird.
What causes that to fluctuate?
All right, now I'm starting to hallucinate now. What's going on here?
I don't know. It's weird.
Just smile until it freezes. There we go.
As long as I'm smiling.
It might let me turn. Oh, I already turned it down last time, didn't I? Because I usually put mine at 1080.
But this didn't happen for a while. Now it's happening all the time. And you figure this, is it the computer or is it Verizon?
No, it's probably because of my resolution. Let me go back to 720.
Let me get a sip of water.
Hi, Aaron. Hi,
I'm
Juan.
always upset.
Good to see you late.
Thank you, Gail, and thanks everybody for the birthday wishes. If I missed
Good to hear
you,
you, Lee.
I wish I could see y'all, but I can't even see the screen. There's just like literally like there's a screen with fog on it. Like it's cool.
what happened?
What happened to her?
Well, the green slime got her.
It's the Cylons again.
Silent. Are you there?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got booted. I had to add you back again.
I'll hop down and go get on my laptop.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I was gonna. Well, your connection went down too.
Yeah, because I'm on my phone.
Oh, you're running past the fish tanks.
Yeah, even though it never bothered the 23 fish tanks didn't bother the internet before 2020.
Yeah.
Yep.
What'd you get? 24?
No.
No, she got rid of a lot of them.
We're down to 150, 150 gallon, just one. Yep. All right, I'll be back.
Arrivederci.
I was going to ask if she got a new phone, but it was somebody else that got one. Maybe it's the new phone.
Oh, she left. Oh.
Yeah, she's getting on a laptop.
Hey, was it cold and windy? Yeah. Yesterday it was like 80 degrees here, Bushcraft. Then today it was like, it was in the 40s until about 1 o'clock.
Yeah, you got some more coming your way.
Can't the weather make up its mind?
Ugh.
It was like winter out here today. Grace mentioned earlier how it was windy where she's at.
Yeah, because you guys can almost anticipate what your weather is going to be. Just look at, if I say it's going to be 50 today, it almost got, I think it was like 55. So that's what your weather is going to be tomorrow.
It got to 53 here, I think was the warmest today. We had a wicked storm last night.
Yeah.
We had an inch and a quarter. What?
I don't know.
Well, we got an inch and a quarter of rain, and it was supposed to be over by midnight, and it was raining until probably the wee hours in the morning.
I think T said something about a storm coming today.
We're getting one. Looks like Thursday too.
Oh, that's probably the one we're going to get tonight. I haven't looked. It's not close enough to planting. Well, I could plant stuff out now, but I want to make sure I get biochar done first.
I'm not planting any vegetables outside until probably the first week of June, not with the possibility of a late spring frost.
Oh yeah, I usually wait until. It depends. I'll wait until after Mother's Day and see how things feel.
Because we had
That's the best way.
in 2023, we had the latest spring frost we ever had in this area.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Philly didn't get it. It was our area. And last night we had, Holly put herself in the cage and I closed the door and she actually felt more secure being locked in there. We had 2 hours of just thunder and lightning and pouring.
We had silent lightning for one night. There was no thunder, just lights in the sky. It was really weird.
Thank you, Chris.
And I have some motion sensor lights, LED lights mounted on the deck. And those things were going on like you wouldn't believe. Now, I don't think it was from the rain.
That didn't work.
I think the lightning triggered them.
Ooh. Ooh. He looks like he's getting ready to howl at the moon. Ooh. There we go.
Oh,
He froze already. I don't understand how you don't freeze when you're big screen. As soon as I put you small, you freeze.
That's
it doesn't
what I
make
was gonna
sense.
say.
Oh, never mind. Oh, there.
That's
No, I didn't put my wife in a cage, TH2. Holly put herself in the cage. And I locked the door because you know what'll happen? My wife is using a computer. She'll go to one of us and she won't leave us alone. It's like she's almost knocked us over just standing. She wants us to stop the thunder and lightning. And that's what we think she's trying to do.
Yeah, I have a couple cats that don't like the noise.
Well, the first dog we had, it was awful. You know what she did already when we had a thunder and lightning storm? She would crawl under the bed and she'd be shaking. And how can you sleep when the whole bed's vibrating? Because the dog's underneath.
No comment.
You get her a thunder shirt, put it on.
Thunder.
What?
Oh, Thunder Buddies.
It would make a difference.
They have big dogs, little dogs, kitty cats.
I wonder if the motels still have those. You know, where you put a quarter in there and you turn it on and it vibrate the bed for.
I've never been to one of those hotels.
Oh, you're talking the 70s.
Yeah, it's older. Yeah.
That's.
Yeah.
I think those are the kind of motels meant for certain types of use.
Oh no, it wasn't. It wasn't that kind of vibration, Jim.
I've never been to a motel that had a thing for the bed to vibrate. Not even
Travel with leisure only.
If I need I don't need to put a coin in it.
And they got to get rid of it, and they got to wrap the thing in plastic on top of that.
And mark trash on it. Don't forget.
Yeah. And then it's a bed, just like you didn't see it's a mattress. What did you think it was? An entertainment stand?
60 seconds of whatever for a quarter.
Yeah.
If I was sleeping and the bed started vibrating, my first thought would be, are we having an earthquake?
Brings a whole new meaning to 5 minutes in the closet.
See,
What a water bed
other
phased
people
out quick.
remember that.
What?
Other people remember that.
Oh,
I spent a lot of time in motel rooms when I was a kid.
I didn't. I've seen them on movies and stuff like that.
And that was like, for a little kid, that was like, oh, I want a quarter, you know.
I can't believe they took a quarter.
I've never lied on a water bed.
See, I had one of them growing up.
Oh, yeah.
And if I was thirsty, I'd go get a drink of water.
I had the bright idea of putting one in a it was a 63 International.
The Scout?
Pickup truck?
No, it was like an SUV, or I think they call them wagons, power wagon or something like that.
That's a Dodge, yeah. Power wagon.
But it was an International, and I got it in there and I bolted it down and really nicely, and I had me a little section over here, and this before the van life thing was popular and stuff, because people have been doing this for a long time. But I thought, well, waterbed in the back of a truck is a cool thing. It was cool until I slammed on the brakes one day and ended up on the steering wheel. Like, ugh.
Wow.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
They wouldn't be very comfortable if they became an ice bed, like up below zero.
Well, you'd
freezing.
You'd go into hypothermia.
Yeah.
I mean, like, as long as you didn't fall asleep, I guess it'd be okay.
In Arizona, those things were nice.
Yeah.
Because they didn't sell heaters for them. Well, you could buy a heater for it, but nobody wanted a heater because it kept you cool.
I had like this, it was like this sheet thing that went over my waterbed, but like if you took that off and put a regular sheet over it, like, well, you put a regular sheet over that, but if you took that off and put your sheet back on, it was so nice and cool to sleep on in the summer.
How in the heck did you keep a sheet on it? I never, one little wiggle and the sheet pops right off.
So my dad was like Mr. Waterbed. So when I was 9, I got my first waterbed, but when I was 11, I got my first queen size waterbed that had the baffles in it. So the baffles, yeah. And I used to like the sloshing, but my dad got it so it didn't slosh around. So the baffles in it, like, I can't remember how many seconds mine would stop, but at that time it was like one of the newer ones in the 90s. Yeah.
I guess you could take an air mattress and fill it up with water.
Actually, I guess it was 80, 88 or 89. So it wasn't 90s yet. It was 80s still.
The air and water mattress, two different things.
So then how do I keep the sheet on? My dad's got special waterbed sheets, and the waterbed sheets, the corners had like this elastic band around it. So like it was like a normal sheet, but then on each corner it had this like special thing that attached, and it was like expanded. Yeah. So it went on each side.
My thinking is the really poor people could use a pressure washer to fill up the air mattress and turn it into a waterbed.
We just hooked up the hose to the sink. We had one of them adapters.
You have to get
and then there was water. You had to put water conditioner. There was this water conditioner you had to put in it so your inside of your bed didn't get all yucky.
Yeah, you actually grew fungus inside there.
Nice.
Yeah.
So the water
ecosystem in there.
I actually worked at a place for a couple months installing water beds. It was a big thing in Phoenix. It was a big thing because it kept you cooler. There are people that would have heaters that would actually warm you up if you ever got cold, but
were sales down when there were water restrictions?
We didn't really have water restrictions back then, and that's kind of odd.
One drawback to a waterbed is I wouldn't recommend anybody do any sewing when they're on the bed.
Any what?
Sewing.
Selling?
Yeah, because what if the needle actually?
Oh, you mean sewing?
Sewing, like with a needle.
I'm like, what are you selling? Knives or something?
Let's say you had to sew a button on the shirt, or you want to do it on the waterbed, because what if you accidentally poked a hole in it with a needle?
Oh, I've popped a couple.
Yeah. I had that last waterbed till I was about 21, and my cat had her babies in it, and Pop. I went through so many of those patches. You know, the
Oh,
ones
yeah,
they had
you
that
always
special
spring a
glue.
leak.
Oh yeah, but I had patched that bed so many times. I mean, it lasted me long time.
Yeah.
Spray
10
that bad boy down with
million
some
years.
Flex Seal.
I wonder if you could even buy a waterbed now.
I think so.
I mean, a new one, not an old one from the past, but like a new one.
Well, let's look.
I think they banned them when they did the VHS tapes.
Well, I prefer the old-fashioned mattresses, the ones with the coil springs.
Just don't seem like it would be comfortable on a waterbed. I don't know. Maybe they were.
I don't know if it, because whoever used the waterbed was young, so probably didn't bother them too much.
So you can get one from Walmart, Wayfair, and Amazon.
Really?
And also a waterbed outlet, it's called. And they range anywhere from $179.99 all the way up to over $2,000.
Dang.
For a waterbed?
That high.
You can get a round waterbed.
What about a king size waterbed?
I
Yeah,
need
they
somebody.
come in all sizes.
I need somebody that lied on one a long time ago, and they told me it made him feel seasick.
Oh, well, he would be one that would need the baffles.
Yeah.
They stopped.
This is like 40 years ago, Heather.
Yeah, I understand. That's probably about, around the time I had mine.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the thing is, when we would go in and replace one waterbed, they'd get a different size or different headboards and stuff.
Yeah.
We get to keep the wood, and the wood for those things are really nice. And I would make bookshelves and all kinds of stuff from the leftover wood.
You can get king size ones.
How much water would a king size waterbed take?
How much water? I don't know, but they're they're between $1,700 and $100 and $2,000. There's one Tempur-Pedic one in here. It's like $6,300.
I want one with a Tempur.
Yeah, and then they came out with Nightmare on Elm Street, and I bet the sale of waterbeds went down.
I had mine until I was an adult, and it scared the bejesus out of me.
What's that?
What was that?
My dad yelled at me for sleeping on the couch, and I'm like, I'm scared. He's like, well, what do you keep watching those stupid movies for? Told you not to watch that. I waited until he wasn't home, and I had friends over, and I watched it. Stupid me. Why does that horror movie stick with you like that?
When I was a kid, my mother didn't want me to watch The Outer Limits. She thought it would give me nightmares.
Did it?
No, I watched it like when I was like 4 or 5 years old when it came out. It didn't bother me one bit.
What about daymares?
No.
All right.
I didn't really have nightmares. The only thing I remember is, for some odd reason, I would be flying. I could fly, and the only way I could fly is if I took all my clothes off. I have no idea why this was a thing, but I would start flying around. I could put my arms a certain way and start flying.
I remember you mentioning that before, and I was like, The Boy Who Could Fly, the movie.
Did you need a cape to fly in the dream?
No, I had to take all my clothes off.
There you go.
The thing was, once I landed, I had to walk all the way back to get my clothes.
I always thought that Superman wore a cape because it gave him a little bit of a lift.
Yeah. A little bit, little downward draft.
Well, technically, the reason behind the cape was the wedgie in the back. It's to cover the wedgie up.
There you go.
The waterbed might come in handy during a drought just to have the water.
Oh, well, they got the bathtub things. It's pretty much the same thing. You know, if you think your bad stuff's coming, you can fill up the what do they call them things? The water bob or something like that.
Yeah.
It goes in the bathtub and you just fill it up.
Bathtub, buddy.
Water bottle. What do you use the water bottle for?
A water bottle?
Yeah.
Which kind of water bottle are we talking about? The older one back in the day?
Yeah, what do people use those for? Because my parents never had one.
Women used them, and that's all I'm going to go into it.
Okay.
The big orange rubber water bottle in the bathroom. Yeah.
Okay, I had dreams when I was a kid. That I
was not a water bottle.
Wait a minute, I just got back. Hold on with the dreams here a minute.
No, it's
I'm just
show and tell now.
I'm setting up my towel here so I can cough into it. Hey, Rhonda Kinney's here. Good to see you. I had dreams when I was younger that I'd be riding my bicycle and all of a sudden I went blind.
Mm.
And I was afraid I was going to get hit by a car. Or I had dreams that the dog my parents had when I was a kid was riding my bicycle.
You sure you weren't taking a walk through the cow fields and having
My dreams seem normal, man.
First family I ever had was a smooth hair fox terrier before
Like
I
a
got
documentary.
mushrooms abound? Wow.
You read a lot of Dr. Seuss books as a kid.
Me too. Me too.
I don't think I don't even know. I don't think that was out when I was a kid. If it was, my parents didn't have any handy. You gotta remember, I was the
I
youngest.
didn't have a cape.
I was the youngest of 3 children. I have 2 older sisters. I was the baby.
Yeah.
It happens.
Well, I'm the youngest of my 3 siblings, but I do all the work. So even back then, I did all the work.
Well, that's not fair.
No,
I'm in the middle.
my sister can do no wrong. The sun rises and sets on her fat head.
Well, I'm not getting a water bed, that's
I
for
can
sure.
tell you what the bottle was about by you'd have nightmares. Yeah, you guys will have to send Jim what the water bottle was for.
I don't need one.
Well,
No, you don't need one. I hope you don't.
my grandmother did use a hot water bottle when my grandfather had a very bad lower back. I mean, bad. He was a farmer. He lived in Connecticut. And she used to use that as a heat source for his back. So there are other things to use for it, but not normally.
Well, now people take the gel bags and put them in the microwave to heat them up.
They didn't have microwaves then. No.
I know.
Yeah,
Larger.
I worked at a place that it was a packaging place, and we made the seat warmers that you'd take to sit stadiums, and you could heat it up in a microwave before you left, and it would stay warm for like 8 hours. And when we were setting it up, trying to align everything and stuff, we would have runs to where it didn't line up or it wasn't perfect and stuff. And I had like, probably 2 cases of these things, and I used them for back aches and whatever, or just to keep you warm, or when we would have to travel somewhere with food to keep it warm, I'd put one on the bottom, one on the top. We had those things for a long time. I can't believe I don't have any of them left anymore. Eventually the plastic would go out and you'd have to throw it away because the chemicals inside the styrofoam.
Do you still have these dreams?
Wait a minute. I just heard her light up her pipe. She's sitting back, her tobacco pipe. Go ahead, Jim. Tell her. You're being psychoanalyzed right now.
I'm talking to Susie D. I wanted to tell her it wasn't Dracula in Dark Shadows, it was Barnabas Collins.
How does the word pudding make you feel?
No, I was reading because both being naked and flying in your dream both has the same kind of meaning with a couple of different things thrown in it. So both, you just really wanted to be free.
That sounds good.
Being in the buff, so okay.
What?
You said, never mind.
I
was probably out when you mentioned that.
Oh, you didn't hear about Bushcraft's dream?
No.
This when I was a kid. I haven't had those dreams for a long time.
It's actually really cool, though. Dreaming about flying can symbolize freedom, empowerment, and a desire to break free from limitations or constraints in your walking life. And dreams about being naked often reflect feelings of vulnerability, exposure, or a desire to be authentic and free from societal constraints. So it's about the same.
That sounds like me, because I always wanted to be in the woods all by myself and
yeah.
play.
Well, Miss Bonnie wants to know about your reoccurring dream of flying nude.
This was when I was a kid. I haven't had that dream for a long time.
The world wants to know, Charles.
Wait till the memoirs come out.
And the thing is, when I would start into these dreams, I'd try to get my arms and wait for the wind to pick up and start taking me away, and I wouldn't work until I took my clothes off, and then
I'd be afraid of. Awesome. I'd be afraid of splinters doing that, especially.
You didn't sleepwalk over, did you, Bushcraft?
No.
You were like Peter Pantless,
right?
I told you about my friend. She skydives out of planes. And on her 40th birthday, she skydived naked.
Dang.
Yep.
That would hurt so bad.
She said
that was an experience.
Was it tandem, or did she just jump on her own?
She jumped on her own.
Wow.
Like they planned this for her she actually works at the place.
Oh.
They take you up in a plane and you jump out.
Yeah, that'd be real awkward if.
Yeah, that could cause a lot of bruising at that speed.
No, I'm talking about where somebody takes you with them.
Yes.
that would be awkward.
I don't want to be strapped to somebody naked and they're not naked, So
Right? Land right.
There's
what are you doing back there, lady?
There's beaches where people do that. Like, I know people who go to like those kind of beaches where everyone's.
I'm not talking about a beach. I'm talking about falling from the sky.
Do you want to see a video? Just kidding.
No, flying and falling are different things.
That's like, never mind.
probably going to see this live soon. I feel it.
Right?
I
I've
feel like I'm going to see
accidentally
this happening locally.
I accidentally came across a nude beach one time, and I was like scared to death.
Oh God!
Yeah. Now it happened to me right here.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you probably have some down
No,
there.
You don't want to find it on accident, that's for sure.
It was 1998 that they finally got rid of it. And my niece and my nephew were over from Daytona, and we were sitting on the beach. And I was sitting away from the beach, like with my back to the water. And my little niece says, you know, Uncle Eric, what is that? And I'm like, I didn't know what she was talking about. And the way the sun was hitting, you could see the shadow. You see the guy walking with his shadow, his full shadow, and the woman walking. And I'm like, I never snatched her up so quick.
Time to go.
Yeah, we're going to another beach. That was it. Yeah.
Well, this was at a big old lake. I don't know where it was, but I got one of them paddle boats, and I didn't know I wasn't supposed to go past the rope thing. I just thought that was to keep the fish out of the swimming area. So I kept on paddling, and I was going to town. I was going around the banks, and I was getting the lures out of the trees and stuff. And I'm paddling around, and all of a sudden, these overweight old people, all naked. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm paddling away. I was gone.
You went too far.
Evidently, there was one section over that. That's why it was blocked off. You wasn't allowed to go, but I didn't know that. I thought it was just because, what was it? Jaws 3. They had this thing where it was all sealed off, so the fish didn't come in.
Yeah, it was.
And I thought that's what that was. So so fish wouldn't come in there. I was just a little kid. I didn't know. All I knew was there's fishing spots over there where I could get lures out of the trees and off the logs and stuff in the water. So I had me a bucket. I was getting lures and all that stuff, and hooks and bobbers. Nope. Oh, I never crashed. I always landed perfect landings.
That's
There, back in the early 1980s, it's a shame. I don't know if Eric would remember this guy's name because of the TV channel. The local weather guy on Channel 6 in Philadelphia, his name was Jim O'Brien. He was skydiving, and an accident occurred, and the guy perished.
No, I don't remember that one. I remember, and Grace would probably remember this one too. She was at NYC. Jane Dornacker was she'd go up in a chopper and she'd do the traffic from, I forget what times, AM, and then maybe the afternoon.
Thank you, Tasha.
They had the audio of her screaming at her pilot to hit the water, and they didn't hit the water. They hit so yeah, it was all live on the radio. It was kind of shocking, but
that's great news there.
Can you unphrase me, Bushcraft?
Pew pew pew.
That's phrase tag.
I even got a flannel shirt on.
Nice.
At least he's smiling now.
Yeah, you got a good smile going now.
That's so weird, though. Usually it'd be the other way around.
Yeah, I know.
Chris, what are you talking about? The guy in the lounge chair.
Remember that guy in the lounge
chair? You don't remember that?
Around?
What lounge chair? Can you give me a date or close to one?
The music video?
If it was a lounge chair that could fly, He must have converted it into a helicopter.
I mean, the guy's got guys down here with jet boots that are propelled with water.
Oh yeah, those
That
are
are-
cool.
That's
I'd like to try that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wasn't there a TV show where a guy was in a lounge chair and he could fly, and he had a propeller coming out of his hat?
Inspector Gadget.
Okay, at least I have a smile now. Frozen.
Go, Gadget, go.
Right? But the most horrible thing that happened was when WKRP in Cincinnati were doing a turkey giveaway. And Les Nessman went up in a helicopter with domesticated turkeys, and they started throwing them out the window. And of course, they can't fly. You got these 20-pound birds coming down.
They weren't good for cooking after they hit the ground.
No, we started doing the Hindenburg talk about the humanity, and you could see these birds just hitting the ground. And, oh my God, it was a good show.
Oh, Larry Walters, lawn chair Larry.
Lawn chair, okay.
42 helium-filled weather balloons.
1982.
I would not do that at all.
Yeah, pop, pop, pop.
16,500 feet with a garden chair.
I did have that thought as
Yeah.
a kid. I always wondered how many balloons would it take for me to hold to lift me up.
I'm still wondering how many licks it takes to get to the Tootsie in the center of the lollipop.
Depends.
Yeah, I've thought I've come close to floating away selling balloons. In
That's
parades and
crazy.
stuff, helium balloons.
Like, would I even be strong enough to hold that amount of balloons that would have to take to lift me up? You know, how many would it take?
Like how much? Yeah, that's crazy.
Well, there's balloons people get at the dollar store for like birthdays. I end up finding them all over the property every summer.
Yeah, they're not the. And I know they're neat and everything, but I really don't think they should be because they do end up, and they don't decompose like the regular balloons.
No.
It's litter.
Yeah, and
What if some animal tries to consume it?
yeah, they could because animals can smell a chemical like in wires and stuff. They'll eat that stuff because it's made out of the wire casing's made out of a vegetable or something.
Actually, Pat Evans, about, I forget, maybe almost 20 years ago, 16, 17, one of those big hot air balloons had a problem and it almost landed on the property.
Yeah, I don't think I could trust one of those things. They look cool. I like watching them. I like hearing people talk about them, but I don't know if I could experience it.
I've seen a lot of stuff happen being that I lived in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Because once a year, the sky is full of those things.
Yeah,
A
those
lot of times they
festivals.
fall.
Festival, yeah.
Yeah.
And every now and then I see a blimp. I haven't in a few years where they have a banner attached to it.
The world is yours.
Well, they got the screen that lights up on them nowadays.
Yeah. They put too many people in those baskets.
Yeah.
You want to know some weird, useless information, but kind of cool?
Of course.
Did you know that otters have a fold, like a pocket of loose skin under their forearms that acts like a pocket where they store food? And this is important. They find a rock, and often that one rock, they'll keep it for the rest of their lives.
For breaking open the shells.
Breaking open shells, probably.
Yeah, but they also like favor a certain rock. So like they'll keep one forever, or they'll like find one that they like better and use that. But basically I'm an otter because I like rocks.
Mm-hmm. So is that under each arm?
Both arms, yeah, under their forearms. And they use it to crack open shellfish.
They're smart animals.
Isn't that cool?
Does that make them a marsupial if they have two pouches, or does that have to?
That's a good question, but no, I don't think
Or
so.
is that probably toward more like childbearing?
Snow days.
You know, like where they keep a pup or whatever.
Yeah, they're not marsupials.
I always
It's
felt
got
bad
big
for
pockets.
people like in Arizona, well, southern part of Arizona. They don't get snow days.
Arizona don't get snow days. They don't get snow often. I mean, they might get a
Yeah.
dusting, right?
Flagstaff gets it. I've seen it snow in Tucson though, which is way south.
Well, Hawaii doesn't get snow days, but they might get ash days.
Well, they they have days where the volcano could be erupting and stuff like that. Lava running down the street. It's kind of hard to catch a school bus then.
I couldn't imagine having to deal with that.
Well, I didn't check it. See, I don't think he'd be live. He usually comes in here first, so
Oh,
101.
yeah, he didn't have the thing up because I checked several times.
Oh, okay.
The thing, the thing.
You know,
The truck picture.
I thought he might be on your show tonight.
I talked to him earlier today about 8, a little after 8.
Yeah, I think it was
You doing all right?
Saturday. I think it was when I can't keep track of all the storms, but no, it was Sunday. He was going to go live Sunday, and then
He said that Friday night. Yeah.
and he called me and told me he wasn't going to go live.
He said Saturday then or Sunday.
Yeah.
It never happened.
Yeah, Saturday he just had stuff to do. I'm not going to say, but
Is his garage door completed?
probably I didn't ask, but usually unless there's a problem, then it went good.
Does he usually park the truck in the garage or outside?
Hello.
Hello.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
That was Hallie, obviously. She come knocking on the bedroom door. Can I come in? I can't go anywhere.
You know what, everybody? Weight is only a number.
Do what now?
What?
Weight is only a number.
Yeah, until you're trying to tie your shoes.
Yeah, that'd be a good point.
That has nothing to do with me. I'm just saying,
Been a while since you've seen your toes or something like that.
No,
it's more than a number.
I'm properly proportioned for my height. I'm not fat. I'm just have bigger bones.
Well, it's just like
you're like
babies.
Martin. You're not fat. You're big boned, right?
Babies, they
take up more space.
That's right.
They weigh them in kilograms. They don't weigh them in pounds. Well, they might now. I don't know. Back doctors around here, they did. And then we're like, how much is that in pounds? Always ask. Because my wife would do the newborn books where you mark all the stuff down. Your first baby visit, how much did you weigh?
The baby books.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still got all of them. They're packed away.
I forget how much I weighed. I don't know.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for being here.
You remember what you weighed when you graduated high school?
I didn't graduate high school.
Well, I'm just saying anyone.
I was probably about 123, 124.
I was 116.
I don't remember.
I was skinny and skinny
I
until
was 178.
Eric, how tall are you?
5'11".
Okay.
are you? I thought you were taller than that.
Well, I would say a half, but some people have a problem with that. You're not really a half. So I'm just like, whatever. If I wear
It's on your driver's license, it counts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Josh is 6'5.5". So the half.
No singing that. We get in trouble for that.
But speaking of driver's license, I was looking for something in the house, and I found an old driver's license of mine from the early 80s. The only time I ever had a beard.
Couldn't imagine you with a beard.
Bring it to the show. Let's see it.
I have to go upstairs and get it.
That's all right.
Yeah, we don't mind. Yeah, we don't mind.
When I was 16 years old, I still had my driver's license from when I was my first. No, it was 16. I had really, really long hair and no beard. No.
I think I was like 175, 180 when I was, a senior in high school.
Shoot.
Yeah, but I'm only 5'8.5". My wife says I've probably shrunk half an inch.
Yeah.
But see, I have short legs according to my wife. Like my upper body is long, but my legs are short.
You'd have been good.
I was in the 300-pound club for sure.
Well, I'm 225 now.
I lost a few pounds since then, but
thank you, K9.
K9.
Oh.
So
when I started roofing, that's when I started gaining weight. And I was probably 158 for the longest time until I got this thing taken out of my neck, and then I went bloop.
All right.
Yeah.
What was taken out of your neck?
Some gland. I don't know what it was. Some weird name gland, and because
medulla oblongata.
It swelled up huge, and I went in and see the doctor, and he said, "I don't understand how you're still alive." I'm like, "What?" He says that thing's huge enough. It should be cutting off your blood supply to your brain.
Wow.
And I said, okay. And he said, well, we need to drain it. And I said, well, how we go about that? And he said, we just stick a needle in it and suck it out. I said, oh, that sounds good. And he said it won't be. I said, why is that? And he says, we can't numb it. I said, why wouldn't you numb it? And he said it wouldn't do any good. So I said, okay, let's go ahead and do it. And he had the nurse in there, and he says, is it okay if we strap your arms down? And I said, oh, hell no, you ain't strapping my arms down. And he said, well, you have to stay still. And I said, I'll stay still. You don't have to worry about it. And he said, this is going to be painful. And I'm like, okay. And the nurse comes out with this big old needle, like this big, and the not the needle part, but the syringe part,
like a drill bit,
was thick, and they pulled a full thing out of that thing, and it was still pretty good size.
What were they?
Whatever was in it, some fluid or whatever. And they sent the fluid off.
Oh.
And they scheduled me for to go in for surgery, and I said, I have to work that day, so make sure I can actually work. And they said, well, normally we put you down, put you to sleep. And and then they said they'll give me numbing stuff to numb it out and whatnot. And I was out of there in 2 hours.
And what were they draining?
No, they took it out. Some gland. I can't remember what the gland was called. But after that, because I was at that time I was into bodybuilding and stuff, and I wasn't no big guy or anything, but I was pretty fit. And as soon as that, I started gaining weight after that. Never gained weight for nothing. I actually had to consume massive amounts of protein just to get up to 158.
Wow.
I was 154 in 8th grade because I remember going out for wrestling. I didn't get any taller after 8th grade is a problem.
I don't, well, I probably have too much hair, but there's a scar that goes all the way across. Looks like somebody sliced my throat.
Most they ever drained out of me was 2 vials out under my kneecap. And that was from.
Oh, yeah. I've had that done.
That was from playing football. But it was the big horse needles. I mean.
Yeah. That's what I was talking about. Because it does no good to stick a little needle in there and just keep taking that little bit out over and over again. They only want to stick you once and then drain a massive amount out.
They froze me up good, and when they first started pulling back and drawing, it was all blood, and then halfway down it got to like the clear yellowish whatever, and then they just took another, I don't know what you'd call it, and put it into that same needle and started pulling again.
Oh.
And they got two draws out of me. And
Did they numb you first?
That was my first on that, but it never happened again.
I mean, did they numb it before they?
Oh yeah. They iced me up and they gave me Novocaine all around.
Did you feel any pain?
Well, my kneecap was hanging off to the right-hand side of my.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Then they had to pop that back, and I've seen guys where their shoulders are separated and they'll pop them right back into place right on the field.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Well, this it's actually, since I was been on the carnivore diet, it's a little bit harder for me to do, but I can pop my shoulder out and pop it back in.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have anything special for dinner tonight on your birthday?
It was a chicken quesadilla, but it wasn't quite a quesadilla. They got skimpy on it. Because for me, a quesadilla is 2 tortillas, not one folded over. But it was pretty good. Rice and a salad with guacamole on it.
Guacamole.
Yeah, I had salad tonight with my dinner.
Look at TH2 telling me I'm short. T, you don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, gotta go out, Holly.
I had the other day, my neighbor owns a Greek restaurant. I had it was a fajita, but it was all lamb meat, Greek style. Oh boy, killer.
Yeah, lamb.
That's one thing I never liked is lamb.
Lamb's actually good for your heart.
But I didn't have any salad. Promise. No salad.
Yeah, I like Mexican food too, but it's Ohio Mexican food. It's not Mexican food here.
I remember once in the early 90s being at my grandmother's in Virginia, and we had lamb for dinner. She put it in late. It wasn't ready to eat till 11 o'clock at night. And I just didn't, it was so fatty and grainy. And she prepared a lamb for like 12 or 15 people.
Well, the fats, you leave a fat there because that's where all the flavor gets into that meat. You don't have to eat the fat. I do.
I
like the
usually
fat.
cook my meat with the fat. Doesn't mean you have to eat it, like you
Yeah.
said. It makes the meat moist.
Yeah.
Tender.
And always, whatever you're cooking, make sure that the fatty part or the fattiest part is at the top. That way, when it cooks, the fat renders down through the
Just
whole.
melts into it like golden glazed deliciousness.
And here we did it again.
See, now I'm getting hungry.
I was waiting.
Yeah, I don't mind it when we talk about the fat.
You were waiting, Blake?
What?
You were waiting for food talk?
Well, I don't know. You guys were talking about trash for over 20 minutes. I
Not
said to
me.
Bigfoot was still awake, and I'm like, they're still talking trash. What are they talking about?
We always
I'm like,
talk.
they're talking about trash.
Talking trash over here.
Right? Trash talk.
Jim's going to
Trash
put his
talk.
trash in a box, and I'm like,
Yeah.
so
Bushcraft
don't wheel
flying
away.
around nude in the woods. I mean, what else?
Why am I in the woods? I wasn't
I don't
anywhere.
know.
It was actually over a city and
Sounds
stuff.
more
That's what
interesting.
was weird.
What if they got killer pigeons following you? Man,
I would
Now, that's a
speed up.
dream.
that's a dream.
He would just get down in the birthday suit and fly away.
Dang,
Oh,
I'm
man.
just messing with you. I told Allie about it when I
somebody's
was
gonna have
reading.
that dream
I was
at
like,
night.
that's cute. She thought it was cute.
I don't think I would have told Chad about that dream.
Why not?
It's everybody has weird dreams when they're a
It's
kid.
all good. It's all
I
good.
love it. I think it's sweet. It's cool.
Well, someone with the talent needs to come up with a meme. A bushcraft. And I know Lake is just the perfect talent because she's a great painter.
Well, technically, I've seen Bushcraft as a cartoon AI character flying through the sky.
There you go. So now you just got to add or subtract a few things, and then you got it.
I don't know how you do that.
A food command.
Yeah. Maybe.
They even Grace wants you to do it. So, Jim, did you shoot at anything today?
It's cold.
Is he? He's stuck.
I think he froze
He
physically.
went to go walk his dog with a smile on his face.
Oh, okay. I thought I heard a boom. Imagine that. He goes to walk his dog. You hear a boom.
Come back. See,
He come
I
back
just
with
had to
his
put one down.
He comes back with his flashlight and his 8-7.
Yeah, the headlamp.
Well, guys, I got one.
Got another one.
Yeah, let's see if it freezes when he's not there. Well, we can't really tell unless he walks by.
Can you listen though?
Well, he left his mic on, so.
Okay, let's listen. See if we hear any loud explosions.
And T, there is now a food command just for you.
Oh,
Oh, sweet. Grace says, come on, like, I ain't making that meme.
Sounds good.
Yeah,
That's
you
right,
can't
you're
post
all
it. You can't post it anywhere. You'll get banned.
No, I know.
It's almost making me hungry again.
They actually just grabbed a chocolate donut with frosting.
oh Lord.
I know.
Hmm.
I'm working on my fitness donut in my face.
Nice. Disciplined. Well disciplined.
It's a good one. This donut. I gotta
Well, look
remember.
at it. Took me a long time to get this body. Why would I ruin it now?
then you have to after fitness you have to think about fitting your butt in the chair too.
I know. I know.
lot of work to do.
I'm back. I had to take the dog out.
Yeah, I heard.
Well,
Oh, he turned it off. There he is. Oh, it's froze. Oh, he's not froze.
the dog barked because she.
He's froze.
Did you shoot at anything?
No.
Okay.
I think it's the smoke.
Dang.
Yeah, it's coming out of the end of the barrel.
I thought the over and under was like around 1.5. You said none.
As soon as that smoke went by, he froze.
It's like a
Too much bit
incense.
rates going across the screen at once.
Yeah.
Did you guys hear the barking?
Do what?
Did you hear the dog bark?
Nuh-uh.
I thought Eric heard it.
I heard something going on there.
No, when she came in here, I could tell she had to go out. She's okay now.
I thought I heard it. Something else. So did those gypsies come back, Jim?
What?
Did those gypsies come back?
Not this week, no.
No.
Did you get any ads on YouTube for fixing your driveway?
Nope. Well, the guy across the street, he passed away a few years ago. Him and his son used to do driveways. And the guy who was behind me actually does asphalt work for people, mostly concrete. And he said a lot of these guys come up here from Florida because they're trying to find work. And I don't know why it's always Florida.
I don't know. Because they're probably not
Florida,
man. They're transients.
Yeah.
One guy was older than me. He had to be in his 70s, and he was almost in tears. The guy goes, nobody wants me. I told these guys the same story. If I want driveway work, if I need stones, I'll call the quarry and have them, dump a big truck here full of stones. And nobody has leftover asphalt and is going to come to your house free of charge and roll that stuff. And you figure it's going to be 4 inches thick or it's all going to crumble.
Yeah.
I mean, most people, don't know a thing about doing driveways.
One good gimmick, well, I guess it's not a gimmick, is the ceiling, putting a seal on it.
Oh, sealing concrete?
Yeah, or the asphalt. Once it starts chipping and fading, you go in there
put that thin layer over it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All you need is a roller and a bucket, and
Squeegee. Yeah.
Yeah, they charge so much money for that.
I used to do that every year for my dad.
In Arizona, I worked for a company that did sunscreens because it's hot down there. So there was these screens that are made, and it super cheap. It was like pennies on the foot how cheap it was, but they would charge so much. And I had started off as going door to door, and my job was to get the salesman in the door. So if I got the salesman to call and go in the door and talk to him, that was $100 for me. And you only worked like 2 to 3 hours a night, because you worked after people got home, after 5 o'clock to 7, 8 o'clock, and you were done for the day. And I would get 9, 10 of these a day. And if on top of that, if you got them to talk about the insulation in their attic, this new thing where they coat newspaper, crumbled up newspaper. That was the thing, it was fire resistant, and it was it was the now thing. If you got people to come in to talk about that too, you'll get an extra $100. And if they actually the salesman who came in there sold something, you got a commission from that. And I was making 5,000 to 8,000 a week, and this was in early '90s.
We figure nowadays, okay, years ago was a scam where they would spray, tar on your roof to rejuvenate the shingles. And now there's companies advertising that actually are legitimate companies.
Oh yeah, now
roof regeneration. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not tar. It's a new product.
It's a new product. Because I got a new roof last summer, just because
almost like that ceramic coating type stuff in a way.
Yeah, it fills the cracks and everything.
Yeah, because once those little fiberglass nodules start getting loose on the shingle, ending up in your
those things too. Mobile homes and them new. Now everything's an infomercial. Well, you don't see infomercials much anymore. You still see them a little bit, but not like the half-an-hour shows that they used to put on.
I hate those infomercials.
Oh, I know.
Everything's on the internet now.
Yeah.
Even if it's something I probably would have bought, they find a way to make me not want to buy it.
Yeah. What was that one guy's name? I think he was married to Jane Fonda or something. Turner guy?
Yeah, Ted Turner.
Ted Turner.
Yeah, he would come on with the knives and all the gadgets and stuff.
Oh yeah, he had a gimmick for everything.
Yeah, he's the guy that started CNN.
Yeah. You don't. It's odd that you don't see those anymore. Well, they might be still on. I don't watch TV, and the ones I watch is where it's free or I've got it kind of free.
Yeah.
On Roku.
Mm-hmm.
Cable tried to talk me into, well, if you bundle it with this, you get it a lot cheaper. And I said, well, how much is the bundle? And it was like, well, that's more than I'm paying now. Why would I want to add that? I'm trying to get the price cheaper, not add more.
The only way you can get a bundle around here is if you have a cell phone. And actually, there's only two providers, Infinity, which used to be Comcast, and Verizon.
Yeah, they have Spectrum here. I get so many times they're trying to get me to do the cell phone thing.
We have that too, and it's the only people that we have to get internet. So when we called to get our internet cheaper, I was like, all right, get rid of this, this, and this, and this. Get rid of all of it. All we want is internet. Well, if you keep, I forgot what it is. It's like, basically, if you keep this, like, it's like certain kind of cable. You put an app on your TV. Well, guess what? We can't get that app.
Yeah.
So I called them up,
Roku
telling
now.
them, like, well, if we take it away, this is how much it's going to cost. So we can't use it, okay? But it's cheaper if we keep it because it's more expensive if we don't. And I'm like, how does that make any dang sense?
I know.
Heather, do you get we have two apps that I really like. One is Pluto TV and the other one is Tubi TV. Because they got old classic shows on Pluto TV.
I don't know about the first one you said, but I know about Tubi. But what's the other one?
Pluto.
Oh yeah, Pluto.
They are good free options. They have pretty good variety.
Yeah,
well, Roku's channel is pretty good too. It's got a lot of old stuff on it.
That's what when Allie got her new TV, we got it with the Roku like in it, so it came with it or something.
Yeah.
She likes
but Roku has its own channel too.
Yeah, then my other daughter has that machine, I don't know what it is. I've never even seen it. All I know is that it's a little thing that she plugs into the TV somehow, and it comes up on my phone all the time. I can tell you that. It's annoying.
Oh, is it a Google one?
I don't know, but it tries to connect to my phone, reminds my phone to connect.
Oh, you have, it's probably Apple then.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because you have an Apple phone, don't you?
Yeah, it just, I don't know. It's weird though. It always tries to connect.
Yeah, I bet you it's the Apple Plus or whatever they call it. Apple TV or.
Well, yeah, we have that, but we have, that's an app actually, but
No, they actually have a thing that you plug in so you can
a
use
Roku
that
thing.
Apple one. Yeah.
If
He
you
has,
go Roku TV, do you still need cable service?
If you have what?
A Roku TV?
yeah, you need Wi-Fi or cable. Yeah, you need
Yeah, you
Wi-Fi.
need the internet.
Because
Just
I don't have
internet.
a TV. I just have 2 flat screens.
She has a Comcast TV, and that's how she just hooks the Roku to it.
You've got internet,
Yeah.
you pretty much can do it. You can do more than you could with cable anyway.
Oh yeah,
Everything
definitely.
tries to connect to everything though.
Even the free options are better.
I mean, some evenings after I get a shower, I'll watch a little YouTube TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes YouTube has a little bit overboard on ads.
I like
I
that.
shouldn't say that because that's how we get paid and stuff.
Yeah.
I like their old movies, and they have like YouTube
Yeah.
movies. Yeah.
Yeah. They got some on there that'll surprise you. Like, wow, I can't believe they had it on there.
Yeah, it's Charles's birthday.
Hey.
The Moose.
Happy birthday and happy new year. I like the feature now about when you look up movies, it'll give you that little tab and it'll let you know where it's at, whether it's free or you got to have a subscription.
Yeah.
You can do that. Are you talking about when you do search on Google?
Yeah. When you search up a movie or a show, it shows you where it's at.
It's available on.
Yeah, but be careful of that though, because we've done that before, and then I found it free in one of our apps, and I'm like, oh, they tried to get me.
Yeah, though.
Yeah.
Especially Roku, because you can click OK and it'll sign you up for a free trial to watch it, and then after that trial's over, they charge you.
Yeah, you gotta be real careful of that.
Yeah.
I set an alarm on my phone to cancel if I so decide to. Because sometimes that 7 days can go quick and you want to cancel on the 6th day.
We're already in the 4th month.
Your birthday's tomorrow? That's cool. Happy early birthday.
Whose birthday's tomorrow?
Somebody's.
I have Affinity cell service and they are very good price.
Demoose. Well, happy early birthday to you, Demoose.
The moose.
I had a Demoose out in the yard for a couple of years. He's gone now.
Oh, I watched this TikTok where this lady is having her groceries delivered, and a moose came up there and she said, "Get in here, get in here!"
Yes.
And the moose picked up a bag and was going to take off with it, and the lady smacked him on the nose, or her. I don't, because I only seen the nose of the moose.
That one's hilarious.
And said, "No, that's my groceries."
Has anyone seen those videos on YouTube that are AI showing all these animals getting covered with barnacles and humans get the barnacles off the animal?
Yeah, I've seen videos like
That's all
that.
AI.
I don't think that's AI because there's whole teams that go out and do just that for days.
That's real because some involve polar bears, wolves.
Listen, if an animal needs help and it's hurting, it's known to ask humans for help or let them.
And one of them showed a lion. I'm thinking a lion isn't in the Arctic.
Yeah, some of it's real, but a lot of it's fake.
How are the barnacles getting on the lions?
They don't.
I know. I was gonna say that's got to be fake. Some of that, yeah.
And one had all these bees.
Sand barnacles.
Sand barnacles.
Now, sometimes you can spot AI very easily, like this. Nothing like a little baby with a full set of teeth.
Barnacles grow up cliffs at the seaside. So, I mean, unless a lion's laying on the seaside for a really long time.
But would a polar bear let a human take the barnacles off of them, then put bandages on them?
No.
I don't think so.
Man, you got into the dark side of YouTube's.
Well, if the polar bear was really hungry, he'd wait until after the bandages were put on. Then they probably don't show the rest of the video.
Right? Yeah. Everyone thinks it's cute. Oh, look at that lion laying with that deer or gazelle. And it's like, yeah, because it just ate. It's just waiting until it gets
There was one with a shark where these women saved this shark.
Oh, pulled the tail so he could go out in the ocean.
That seems reasonable.
Oh, I think he froze. Oh, he's still there.
It's right up there.
Is that the one you were talking about, Jim?
I'm frozen on YouTube, though. When you zoom in, I unfreeze. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I don't know. Wait. Oh, there's no smoke. Oh, see, there's no smoke, and you're not freezing until I do that.
Right, the light is to the left of me, and the other one's right to the right of me.
I was going to tell you to keep moving your head back and forth and see if it's just because you stop moving.
If he does that, can we play the Roxbury?
Okay, ready? Move your head back and forth.
Shake your hair like you just don't care.
Oh, Lord. Give me strength.
And it looks like the connection's okay.
Oh, it's perfect.
You need to trim your nose hairs, though.
My eyes aren't as good as they used to be.
They have those tools now that you just go up there and it goes and it's done. I watch Bigfoot do it and I'm like, ow, why would you do that?
That's what I use this for.
I guess
I hope I don't never forget where my nose is.
Small and pulls it.
They're great.
How do you stick that up in your nose?
This thing is like a pen. It's like a pen and it goes up your nose and it just
like an orbital bit.
And rips it all out. I'm like,
man.
Yeah. It makes his eyes water, but he says he's fine.
Shit made mine water just now.
Sometimes the picture I look dark now. Then other times it's too bright.
Oh, you're froze again.
But you can see the beam of light to my left.
Yeah.
You
What's your aura?
Dimmers with the incandescent bulbs.
It's your aura. It's bright.
We can see your shadow.
Is it a dark shadow?
Well, the shadows normally are casted dark on the wall.
It's moving while you're not moving.
If it's a light shadow, you better watch out.
I remember when my grandson used to run and scream and cry. His shadow is chasing him.
It's chasing me. It's chasing me.
You can't outrun your shadow.
It took all of us to tell him it's just your shadow.
You can outrun your shadow.
No, he was
run to the light switch and turn it on. It disappears real quick.
It was outside. Poor kid was running and screaming.
You can dodge your shadow. You can dodge a dodgeball.
Are there really? I've seen videos on YouTube where they talk about shadow people.
Oh, God. Oh, boy.
And actually, George Norrie on late night radio.
Yeah, stay away from that stuff. That stuff's bad.
There you go.
It happened again.
Oh, Bonnie's.
See, that's weird.
Slightly Asian.
Did you see what Bonnie said, Jim?
Yeah, I love
My dad's got one of those too.
What, a shiny spot in his head?
I call it his angler.
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 Yeah, I knew kids in elementary school that didn't have much hair.
And mind you, that's my biological dad, not my stepdad. My
Went to
stepdad
school to
got a full head of hair.
Actually, there's a kid that was in my first grade class. He's married to my wife's first cousin. This guy looked bald in first grade.
Oh, wow.
oh, Benjamin Button. Oh. Went to school with a guy that had a white patch in his hair, like the girl from X-Men. You know how she had the white streak in her hair? Yeah, like this white patch.
Yeah.
Always. It's
Yeah,
weird.
I seen somebody
Wasn't that storm?
get electrocuted. Well, not bad, but then he had a spot in his head where it was just a white hair.
Mm-hmm.
Is that not? Listen, speaking of that, Bushcraft, everybody knows Tulsi Gabbard. Did she dye that spot in her hair? Or is that just like that, you think?
He's a mutant. She's X-slated.
Some people have that as a birthmark.
Allegedly.
Well, you remember Poltergeist?
Mm-hmm.
She got scared and got that white streak in her hair.
That was Nightmare on Elm Street.
Right. That was Nancy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
remember that.
Poltergeist
Right.
too.
From all the stress.
Actually, the oldest poltergeist ever recorded is about 2.5 miles from our property. If you do a search on the internet, that they have the township
Pretty
plate,
close.
Old Baptist Road.
Man.
It says Worcester Township. The other word in it says M. I don't know if I had to say it. Where a guy did something to his whole family and the dog, and this was during the Revolutionary War time.
Ichabod Crane.
People still go there, and there's several videos on YouTube. People still go there that are into these paranormals, and as soon as they go there, they want to leave. They say it's just really a bad scene.
Well, it's probably you have these shows where every episode they find stuff, and that's one thing. The early ghost hunters was good. If they went to a place and they didn't find anything, the show was still good because it showed that every time you go out, you don't find anything. It's usually the opposite way. Like you got the guy that every show somebody grabs his arm or bites him or scratches him or some weird thing. Oh, did you hear that? And he hears something all the time. And those just irritate the heck out of me. I don't see how people watch those ones over and over and over again.
I know
it. And there'll be times when you do an investigation and you'll tell them it's the heater in the basement. It's got the door's not closed all the way. You won't hear that sound anymore. No, I hear it. That's not it. They want something. They want to have a ghost in their house or something. This thing says breaking news for something. I don't know what's breaking news.
Breaking news. What you got?
I don't know. Thing popped up said breaking news, but I don't see anything breaking.
Oh, I see it now. Breaking news. The world will not end tonight. It's already tomorrow in Australia.
Oh,
Or 11.
It must have been an April Fool's joke.
Yeah, they almost got me with the April Fool's joke on one of them earlier. I had just got off and I was like, man, they almost got me.
I put the video in chat, Bushcraft, of what I was talking about. The only thing left is just the masonry structure because it's so old. When my son was in high school, kids started talking about it, and it was a big thing at his high school.
Well, that's a year old, and this guy's still using that old format for making a video.
There's other ones that are way older. Some of what I found I can't find anymore.
Is this guy an investigator or?
I don't know.
Oh,
I was just doing a random search.
oh.
Because there's one I saw before, 2 women, and they didn't stay there too long.
Was it 2 blondes?
No, they had dark hair. They didn't stay there very long.
Oh. Because what was their name? Blonde, and the ones I had on. Yeah, I can't remember their names. Blonde and Booze.
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah. They go all over. They got one coming up in investigation in Missouri. Oh, come on down. I'm like, I'm lucky I can drive to Walmart with my old truck. I don't think my truck would make it to Missouri.
Well, they've had so many tornadoes. Jeez.
Yeah. I didn't get to see how many touchdown. I probably already deleted the.
Seems like Josh and Allie have been watching it for days.
Yeah. Maybe T knows how many touchdown in Ohio from the last one.
Quite a few.
Is there any breaking news or?
I don't know. When I clicked it, it disappeared, so I don't know. Oh, here it is. Republican Randy Fine wins Florida 6th district despite fierce Democratic competition. That'd be something for Eric right there.
There's a woman that's going to challenge AOC that's a Republican. I saw a little today.
Yeah, he won Matt Gates's seat that was open.
And Matt hasn't been in the news recently.
But I'm more concerned about Wisconsin because they're going to redistrict up there.
Yeah, gerrymandering, allegedly. And speaking of elections, okay, Florida and Texas are probably going to gain at least 3 or 4 electoral votes with all the people leaving New York and California.
Well, people are actually leaving Florida. There's more people leaving than coming down. So I don't know about that. Texas maybe. But.
Well, didn't like 22 and 23? Well, 22 they had a big uptick on population moving down there.
Yeah, but then those horrible storms hit, and then insurance went through the roof, and rent went through sky high. And I just was reading an article that a lot of landlords down here, they're complaining that they don't have people to rent to because everyone's bailing.
Yeah, I saw that same story about the rent, but then, like basically the same week I heard Florida's gaining electoral votes. They will during the 2030 census. But then there's people leave. Where are the people from leaving Florida moving to?
I don't know. Florida is a very transient state. I mean, where do they come from? They come from everywhere.
Yeah.
You know?
People are going there because they don't want to, because zero income tax.
Yeah, but then they see what their homeowner's insurance costs, and they're like, it's not worth it.
And you figure even areas that aren't near the coast, because Bushcraft said it last year with one of his videos, and here we're not near the coast. And because of inflation and the cost of building materials, homeowners insurance keeps going up every year.
Oh, yeah.
And my county is one of the worst, Montgomery, because we have three county I'm trying to think, they're not supervisors, they're chairmans or whatever, and two are always Democrat.
Well,
because it's become a blue county.
the problem with Florida is the state legislators, they let the insurance industry run ragshag on everybody, and they let them set the pricing and all this other crap, and they shouldn't allow that. I mean, we didn't put them in office to allow them to rip us off. So, we need to. The problem is we need more competition here with the insurance agency. That'll write policies. But Citizens, they're the worst. They're worse than Spectrum as far as ripping you off. I got a Spectrum bill, it's $265 a month, and I barely watch it. So I'm going to get rid of that.
Do you know that there's many theories, but there is no exact origin for April Fool's Day?
Really?
Yeah.
Makes you wonder.
I didn't know that case was
Maybe that's the whole thing. April Fools. There really is no April Fools.
I remember a story. I'll have to find it. I'm pretty sure.
There's a lot of different ones. 1392. There's a nun's priest tale. There's tons of different things, but it seems like it keeps going back further and further.
With the origins of April Fool's Day?
Yeah. This says there's no exact origin of April Fool's Day is not exactly known.
How did it get started? And there's got to be.
Well, it goes back really far. There's, like I said, there's tons of. It seems like every country and every region has their own, meaning of it and when it started. The British, 1698, people were tricked into going to the Tower of London to see the lions washed. That's when they say it. But there's other countries and things that says it's further back. There was one, like I said, 1392.
What would have been a good joke today for Trump to do? Come out and say I'm a Democrat for April Fool's.
Democrats would have.
He used to be.
I know he used to be.
Something about it.
I can't see chat on. This is weird. I can't see chat here on. Well, it's not on Streamlabs. It's going in and out.
Over to the side, there's a chat. Well, I know you know where it is because you wrote it earlier. Yeah.
For a minute, everything on the right was blank. That's weird. I wonder if Georgia's gaining people or Alabama.
Oh, currently no vacancy.
Florida's closed.
Lie of the 13.
Exceptions can be made, but
Media Pring 13.
What? You got no vacancies in that whole state?
no.
Come on now.
And this is 536
The reports I'm getting.
from Iran. They're every country has their own little thing about April 1st. That's really weird.
Yeah.
Well, Russia's
There's even
threatening.
one for.
Russia is threatening to attack where we have our bombers if we attack Iran.
Good night, Chris.
Good night, Chris.
Well, the report I heard was, of course, it's just an alleged report.
Yeah, there you go.
That Iran was going to strike first at our B-2s, which are based in Diego Garcia, off Africa, the island. and you don't want to be doing that because that country a parking lot if they do that. So
Then there's YouTube channels claiming that we already attacked Iran. Then there's other channels saying the base was destroyed and all the bombers. There's so many fake channels on YouTube. I can't even believe it.
Yeah.
You know,
If you want to get information on it, I would suggest watching Bubba's because he really gets into it about was it Yemen? Is the last the one we hit? I forget.
guys,
I haven't looked at it for probably a week or so.
yeah, the Houthi rebels are hung up in Yemen.
Yeah.
And there were stories. First, I saw it on Hal Turner radio show about 2.5 weeks ago, 3 weeks. Now there's more websites saying that if Zelensky has to surrender, they're going to take all the nuclear bases and blow them up, all the reactors, and turn the whole country into a Chernobyl.
Yeah, I don't.
It's
Half
all,
the stuff
all
that's on the media I don't pay attention to because it's.
Well, Hal Turner's hit or miss. I don't like the guy one bit, but.
Hey, Jan, good to see you.
Hi, Jan.
Oops. Did your fan website did they get taken down yet?
Why would it get taken down? What happened?
Well, I'm not going to say too much on here, but you know you're getting famous when people copy your channel.
Right.
Speaking of fake news, every night, ABC News, they keep saying how, more and more people, Trump's approval rating just keeps dropping. I don't believe it at all. And did you hear how Elon Musk said somebody's going to be arrested soon over what they found? There's one person receiving money, like for 400 people with Social Security, allegedly.
I think they were alluding to Pelosi, but I'm not sure. I didn't really look into it. I just saw it quickly.
Yeah. And a lot of times you have to go through the whole story before you actually get the story. And it has nothing to do with what they were talking about.
I know. I can't stand that.
That's what most of the YouTube channels are like, Heather. I'm saying,
Yeah.
you could read something that it's clickbait.
Been there, done that.
You're already famous, Jan. You and your giraffe.
The sad thing is the channels that get attacked the most are the people that are telling the truth.
Oh, yeah.
People don't like the truth. It makes them look at themselves. And
I looked on Facebook tonight, and he thinks Cory Booker's their only hope. I'm thinking, I think allegedly he was receiving a lot of money for real estate for housing the illegals.
What did you have for dinner tonight, Lane?
me?
Yeah, I haven't looked at my phone, so I don't know what you had for dinner.
I don't even know if I took a picture tonight, actually. I sliced up chicken breasts really thin, and then I cooked it, and I put a little olive oil in the bacon pan. You know my bacon pan, it like barely fits in the oven.
Mm-hmm.
The one I make lasagna in. And I seasoned the chicken, and I can tell you all the seasonings I put in there if you want. But one thing I did is I covered it with tomato soup, and I baked it with lots and lots of spices and herbs. And then I boiled some penne pasta and put that in there, and I topped it off with cheese and breadcrumbs, Italian breadcrumbs. And the seasonings I used was oregano, thyme, basil, garlic, onion, chili powder, and a little bit of rosemary and cumin. Oh, and I put butter in it.
Butter. Everything's better with butter.
Butter, real butter, not that
Real
margarine.
butter. Right.
I was looking for the leftover shrimp meal. My wife said I already ate it.
Leftover what?
The shrimp scampi.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I thought there was still some left.
No,
I didn't hear
I
that.
found other leftovers to eat though.
that's sacrilege. You're wasting shrimp.
Oh,
You don't eat any seafood, do you, Bushcraft?
Well, I had shrimp the other day.
Oh, you do?
It's been a couple weeks ago.
Seafood never goes to waste here.
I love seafood.
If I was closer to the ocean, I just don't trust it as much in Ohio than.
Oh, yeah. Well, up here, we get it right from like wild caught a lot of times.
Yeah.
And if we get it from like Mass.
You don't trust the ocean in Ohio.
You get it from the Will Smith Lake too, don't you?
No, that's fresh water. I wouldn't trust that just water. Allegedly, something happened.
I don't know where the shrimp comes from. I just eat it. The wife cooks and I eat it.
Shrimp comes from the ocean.
Yes, Grace, I do remember that.
Not always.
Unless
I've
it's
seen
farm
some
raised
crawdads that
and-
would look like
Yeah.
a shrimp.
Oh, crawdads are
Alleged.
delicious.
Yeah.
I love crayfish. Crawdads. We call them crayfish.
It
have
depends how
Southern
far south you are.
crawdad dish down here. Oh,
Yeah. You go down to Louisiana and get the
yeah.
crawfish
Broil with or boil with potatoes and mini corn on the cob, and oh man.
Yeah, I do.
Well, you can get just the crawdad by itself by the pound.
Yep.
Yeah.
When I was we went down to visit my wife's family down in Mississippi. We were like, probably 30 feet from the swamp. And there was this, I thought it was a food truck, but the only thing they sold was crawdads.
Yeah.
And I don't know how many pounds we got, but we got a bunch.
They're
And
good.
at that time, I had really bad ulcers, and
Ooh.
it wasn't good for that. But I still ate the heck out of them.
Oh, they probably spiced it up pretty good.
Oh,
I like
down
to do
Mississippi, yeah.
I like to do crawfish with potatoes and sausage and corn and oh man, and mussels and oh yeah, you put all the seasonings in there. But I make mine. I don't like spicy food, but I like it just spicy enough where it's got that. It's just a certain kick. It's so good.
Yeah.
But I love crawfish boils. They're good.
I don't think I ever had crawfish.
It's yummylicious. I would
Really?
say it's
Man.
like if a shrimp and a lobster had a baby.
Yeah.
I've always never seen it in the stores. I don't.
We go get them in a crick.
Yeah. Except for make sure it doesn't have PCBs. Like the time when I was little, I'm over there catching them.
Or short women peeing upstream.
Or up a mountain.
And there's no real fish market here. If you want to get fish, you got to get it at the grocery store.
Yeah, that's. I'll go to the store and see this really nice salmon, and I'll pay attention to the price, and I'll go back up there in 2 weeks, and it's still sitting there. The same salmon, they just repackage it, make it the expiration date go a little further.
My wife likes to shop right, because when she goes to shop right, they'll actually take the fish out and slice it for her. a big piece.
They used to have a lobster tank there. They used to have a seafood section, but they done closed it off, and now they just put a few packages of meat and stuff there.
We have a big lobster tank in every grocery store with them swimming around there, and they have the rubber bands.
Yeah.
Yeah. You get
Does
to
it have lobsters in it?
Well, yeah. And so lobsters are used to really cold water. So if you want a lobster, you have to have a refrigerated tank, and the salinity has to be just right.
Just to eat one?
Well, to keep them alive, you have to have
I was going to say,
yeah.
to have
to
live.
buy one to eat, you'd have to have a tank to put it in.
Well, if you're going to have a lobster in abundance to sell for people while they're alive, the tank needs refrigeration and a salinity at a certain salinity. So yeah. And I think the salinity is higher than what I would. Well, no, maybe it was about the same as my tank, but I didn't have the refrigeration because we always wanted lobsters, but you can get freshwater lobsters like red, white, blue, black. I'm sorry, I'll mute in a minute. That's not.
What's that sound?
That's not sleep sounds. He's calling for Bigfoot.
That's a Bigfoot.
No,
I was trying to figure out where that was coming from.
No, he's practicing his Bigfoot calls.
It sounded like something in distress.
It's vapor lock.
Background sounds from Eric.
No, maybe he's having one of those flying dreams that Bushcraft had.
No, his are usually about mountains.
What kind of background noises are you referring to, Jim?
I thought you heard voices and your dog.
No.
I don't have any dogs going on.
Me, myself, and I. Jack's at the other house, which is where I'm about.
Okay. Yeah, there's been a few shows where I heard Jack in the background.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Jack's beautiful.
Jack.
I hate to tell them this, but okay, Holly has a very high pitched bark. My wife says it's the most annoying bark. From being Carolina dog and shepherd mix, like most German shepherds have a deep voice, she doesn't. She's got the highest pitched bark I've ever heard for a German shepherd.
It's that Carolina in them.
I like the Huskies.
Well, when she howls, it sounds like a wolf. Exactly.
I like it when Grace's Zuki gets going. She's awesome.
Tony has a couple too that they'll start squawking like crazy. Oh!
They're talkers.
Yeah. I seen this video of guys behind this truck, and then the fire truck goes by, and two Huskies stick their head out and go, woo!
There's a guy that drives around New York City on a bike with a dog in a backpack that always barks at or howls at the sirens. He's all over YouTube.
100-gallon saltwater tank, but no lobster.
No lobster. Yeah. I've had a 90-gallon salt, but I'm done with that now, and I'm done with the rest of them too. After that power outage and we lost my whole reef, I was pretty much over it. After 18 years, I was discouraged. I'm like, I'm not starting over. That took years to build. Yeah, a lot of money went into that too. But I also sold corals too, so that helped. Listen to the sounds of the pit squatch in his natural habitat. Ziggy's a trip.
A stroller, and he is howling all the time. Yeah.
Aw.
But Grace puts the dog in the stroller?
No, Ziggy said a lady has
Oh,
a dog in a stroller, and he is howling all the time. I used to have a pit bull who used to hop on the bottom of Nicolette's stroller when I would go for walks. My dog Jenny, she was a Staffordshire Terrier pet, and oh boy, when she was little, she would always get up under the stroller. She's like, "Okay, I'm going for a ride."
Woo.
I can't watch that, Jim, because it'll probably come through the thing, or I'll push the wrong button.
see, if that's real, it's hard to believe.
Well, I think it's 11 o'clock.
Yeah. I actually gotta get driving, so.
Oh,
Yeah.
I gotta.
You're at your dad's, I guess, right?
Yeah, I gotta spell my brother.
It's really going now.
I'll be curious to see what happens tomorrow with the tariffs
Oh,
and the stock market.
yeah. It's not well. Crypto's already taken a plunge.
Don't be
People are in
worried.
a panic. I've been saying this for months. All these other countries are going to back down.
Don't be worried about the stock market, right, Grace?
Well,
I'm not worried about it. I'm not happy, but I predicted this.
yeah, but there's nothing you can do about it.
It's
There's nothing you can do about it.
It's going to be a good thing in the long run.
In the long run, you figure, on Fox Business, I can't believe all the German cars where a lot of the parts are made in Mexico. I wasn't aware of that.
Mm.
Yep. Like what Grace put in the chat, is trying to drive the interest rates down.
You figure they changed the law in the early 70s where the president used to have authority over the Federal Reserve and they don't now.
That puts some of those rogue judges in charge of the Fed. That'll work out good, right?
Well, if Trump resigned being president and became a federal judge, he could probably get more done.
Thank you, Dana. Thank you, Grace.
Yeah, happy birthday, Charles.
Thank
you. Have many more. I'm going to get going, guys. So
Okay.
Hey, you take care of it.
Let me know when you're under the ceiling fan.
Yeah.
I'll be under ours.
Right? Okay, guys. Take care.
Yeah, catch you later. I'm not sure if I'll be live. I probably won't be. But I'll more than likely I'll be back Friday for the normal live.
Cool.
Other than that, I have no idea what the plans are. Huh?
Yeah, he's still alive.
But thanks everybody for the birthday wishes and super chats and all that stuff. All in the coffees. Thank you. And those who won tonight, in Friday, I'll try to get that out this week. I have to get the packages and stuff. The ones tonight, I got codes to send on Amazon, so that won't be that bad. But the other packages, I have to get, package them up and all that stuff. But hope everybody has a good night, and we will catch you guys later.
Good night, everybody.
Push the button. Push the button.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, yeah. Thank you.